And so begins another episode of the Inspired Disorder Podcast. With our hosts, Ray Taylor and Keith Spurlock. Disorder starts now.
Bam!
It has started.
Disordery is started, and we are... Keith is joining me, as always. Keith Spurlock, how you doing?
I'm getting disorderly up in here.
Oh, Jesus. And we're brought to you by Wisconsin. We're brought to you by the Packers. Cheese curds. Everything dairy. We have a spokesperson from the dairy capital of the world. Dogga baby. He came out from the corner to get into the corner and to get all inspiring and disordery on the show. How you doing?
Well, I'm doing pretty good. Thank you for having me on, Ray Taylor and Keith Spurlock 1.
You're welcome.
Do I just go with Keith Spurlock, or Keith Spurlock 1?
My full name would be what I really go by, and 1 is actually in my birth certificate, so that's why I went with Keith Spurlock 1. 1 is actually my last name. Spurlock's just my middle.
You just added Spurlock in to try and grab some of that Morgan money. Morgan
Fuck
Spurlock
yeah,
money,
man.
You know? It's like, you know what? I think I could pull off a Spurlock name. I'm tired of being the one, okay? All these Neo jokes and Matrix jokes, I'm getting tired of them. I need somebody to think I'm related to the super fat guy. Super size me guy.
Well, I gotta say, Keith, nice pussy. But I'm feeling pretty inspiring.
That's good. And Keith has to show off his pussy in every episode. It's contractually in the agreement we had.
The cat was actually digging in my balls, so I just kind of wanted to get it the way. But
Not worse than a pussy in your balls, bro.
Yeah, it's horrible. Every time there's a pussy near my balls, I'm like, get the fuck away.
But do you actually stick your balls in the pussy?
Has anybody ever tried that, and does that work?
I've seen it in a porn, but I've never... I mean, I don't have big enough balls or stretchy enough or sturdy enough balls, I don't think, to actually plug them in.
You call your balls are called Mr. Glass.
Yeah.
It's like, don't shatter them, man.
I would assume that I would hurt myself.
Yeah,
Your balls are the first opponent on Mike Tyson's Punch-Out?
Yeah.
You make the same noise. Yeah.
Actually, I saw there was a... Like when cell phones first came out and text was getting big, and then all of a sudden you could send pictures and everyone would send those stupid forwards. One was like a little porn video clip of a dude who actually had his dick in the girl's pussy, and his balls were in her asshole.
What?
And then he pulled. He was double penetrating a girl, one orifice with his penis, the other with his testicles. And he slowly pulled one out, the dick first, I believe, and then he pulled his balls out.
Wow, that sounds
I was impressed
painful.
and disgusted at the same time.
That just sounds painful, man. I mean, you were talking about how are you going to shove it into a woman's pussy, and there's a lot more give in a pussy than an asshole.
Yeah, you would think that would choke the shit, you know.
All I can think of are the days where I accidentally sit on a nut, and that's the type of pressure that I would assume would have sticking it into a woman's asshole, and that just doesn't. Yep. I'm just going to be walking in pain for the rest of the day, going, why did I do that? Why did I turn my balls into anal beads?
The question I have about that whole scenario is, you said he pulled his dick out first, then his balls, and I'm wondering, he either has to have like a really short dick or some stretchy ass balls.
Really stretchy balls seem to be like, because he started like squatting up, and man, he had a good like 4-inch stretch before like the balls. I mean, again, it's tugging, but I was impressed, and but I'm also glad that my balls are not nearly that size or stretchy, because I would assume I would sit on them daily.
Yeah, mine are generally not stretchy. Generally, they're kind of high and tight, like the jeans of.
I'd rather keep a high and tight.
I don't know. Yeah, it seems weird. Like what? Like what are you guys worried about? What's going on here? Why are you so scared?
No. I'm just watching your face as you're describing your balls, and I gotta say it's one of the sexiest things I've seen in a long time. But
it's the hat.
Yeah. That's why I knew I was going to be talking about my balls, and what better hat to wear while talking about your balls than
hat.
a baller hat.
That's the hat that you wear when you just scrubbed your nuts. Boom, you put that shit on. It's time to rock.
Exactly.
Another question I have is, do you think that in order to get balls stretchy like that, you think it's like some sort of training involved, like weights tied to it? Or are you just born with the extra scrotum skin? What's the deal?
I think a combination of big nuts and stretchier skin, maybe, or just more skin.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe climate has something to do with it. Maybe it's a warmer climate.
Yeah.
Maybe it's like jungly, kind of like where everything kind of hangs a little bit lower.
Yeah, and that would make me believe that, Ray, you should have like real loose, tropical hanging nuts because you're where it's warm all the time.
It's not tropical in San Diego.
And Dogga and I,
you guys should have
high and tight because
you guys
it's
should
freezing.
be the innies. Yeah, you guys should have innies.
I would.
It's in the pool.
I would rather have innies. Like, I don't even know. It's the worst design ever. Like, why are my balls on the outside of my body?
Guess.
I don't like it. It's just dangerous.
That is
my
weird.
legs seem to funnel any shot that could hit in between me directly into my most sensitive spot.
Yeah, that is. You do bring up a good point. It is a shitty design, and it's weird when you say you'd rather have an innie, because my first reaction was, that sucks. That would be horrible. Like, why? It would look like you're like a Ken doll if you had an innie. But at the same time, who the fuck cares? I'm wearing clothes. And as long as it comes out for business time, like, who cares? But
I agree.
At the same time, it's still fucking weird.
You guys both make great ball points here. I think that...
and I love that you're bringing up all the questions on our podcast. This is we should have you on every episode. I
got important topics to cover, bro.
That's true. It is. It's not every day we get asked a ball.
And how about why aren't our balls covered in like an armadillo shell?
I know.
Why isn't our sack built of that?
Yeah. Okay, so you gave us stretchy, wrinkly skin. Thanks a lot, bro. I need something else down there. Why does it have to? I mean, yeah, that's another good point, Keith. I think you're onto something. I think we can come up with the next big thing.
What if you make
next big product,
like a spray-on armor? Like you spray on, instead of like a cup, you just spray it on. It hardens into like this shell, and then just keeps
the rhino lining that they put in the back of truck.
There you go. Yeah, rhino line your balls. Yeah. Fuck
I have a cousin here that he owns a Vortex business. Same material, does the same stuff. I can see if he can spray up a couple nut sacks for like a prototype.
There we go.
See if we can get something going. The only thing is, it doesn't come off very good.
Well,
you want to keep it on for life. I want a lifetime guarantee for my nut protector.
It's true. It's true. What about like heat retention? Would that like change the temperature of your nuts? Like, would that cook your nuts being encased in like?
Well, they're already like sandwiched in between your thighs all the time. I know, so I wouldn't assume that it would make them any hotter.
What if you did that, and then all of a sudden, when you sit on a nut accidentally, you actually hurt your leg? Then we're gonna have like leg injuries left.
I'd rather hurt my leg than my nuts.
Yeah, fuck the legs. All I would say is cut a little piece out of each side of your thigh. Have the doctor, work up a little, just like an area where you can have your little armadillo dick,
your inner thigh dimple.
Yeah, I think that. Okay, I'm gonna write this down, guys.
Okay, good.
Hey, by the way, check this bad boy out.
Oh wow!
I'm trying to quit the smoke the faggots. I'll probably have a couple tonight because it's very hard to do while podcasting. But you see the colors there?
Yeah.
Green and gold. Wow. Green and gold. Come on, Packers. Come on, Packers. Cheese curd milk. Fuck yeah. What are you guys doing tonight? What's happening? Who's getting naked first?
Is that a cheese curd flavored nicotine delivery device?
Yeah, what I got here is I got 3 different bottles. I got cheddar cheese, obviously. You can't go wrong with cheddar. And then I also got Miller Lite flavored, nicotine. Nice. And then the other one is just your good old fashioned dick flavor. I don't know why I got that. It was on sale. They're like, hey, you get this for half off. I said,
dick flavor. Yeah, that's right. You accidentally purchase, dick stuff every once in a while. That's fine.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Perfectly fine. Does that make does that make a squeaky, like fresh cheese curds when you smoke it? Is it like squeak?
No, it doesn't squeak, but when you fart, it squeaks. It's weird.
Oh, that's good.
Fart it out.
So it's on the back end.
Yeah, it's like fart juice.
Yeah.
Check.
Oh, there you
I
go.
mean, here you go.
Oh, and here's a demo of the.
There it is. It's in.
It's in.
Cheese curd flavored. Okay.
Nice, okay.
See, everything's cool, and then all of a sudden you're just talking.
Nice.
Cheese curd.
You know, it's weird that I'm so far away. I'm in San Diego. You're in Wisconsin, and I only heard that. But I could still I still get the aroma.
You picture it.
Yeah.
It's in your earlobes.
My nose is it can sense.
That's because Dogga was farting in your nose while you were sleeping.
Yeah,
And
about a
it's
month
stuck in
ago,
there.
and that shit is just caked in there.
that's the other reason I can snore from time to time. Either I'm exhausted or somebody's already farting into my nose, and the lack of oxygen at that point because the methane to oxygen ratio is thrown off, and I have to gasp for air, and I can't do that very well because I have a lot of phlegm issues, so it comes out.
Well,
as a
they
loud
were
snore.
scared for your life, so he was trying to give you ass-to-mouth resuscitation.
Oh, that's sweet. That's sweet.
Yeah. I forgot what I was gonna say, guys. Sorry, I blacked out for a second. I looked up at the camera because I was like, maybe I should pop this thing up.
He's like, no, I'm on TV.
Just please, no, but shit. Well, it couldn't have been that important. It probably had something to do with. I remember what it was. That oxygen, huh? That's something else.
Yeah. It's pretty cool.
Got to breathe it all the time. That's weird.
Yeah. It's kind of like, hey, it's not here.
Nobody talks about that as an addiction, but clearly
I know.
a lot of people are addicted to it.
Yeah, I'd like to see someone go without oxygen.
Yeah.
Yeah, and
Pussies.
then talk to me.
Yeah. It's like how could you live your life so dependent on one chemical? How could
Should
you
we
do that?
start doing podcast interventions for pretty much everybody for oxygen?
We
See
should.
if we
Yeah.
break.
And we have to do it on helium the entire time.
Yeah.
Dude, check out helium. This shit rocks, bro. It's way better. You guys are all addicted.
You need to figure out what you're doing with your life and get off the oxygen, man. It's all about helium, because you all know what we're doing when we're on helium. We're talking like this.
It's great, man. You can breathe it in. It's fine.
So welcome to the Inspired Disorder Podcast. I'm Ray Taylor, and I'm joined by Keith Spurlock 1. And
What's up, everybody?
our guest, Dogga Baby. Yay!
You guys sound so funny. You guys sound so funny.
Yay! The crowd loves us. Yay! For helium.
Ray, are you drinking like a mimosa? What the fuck is that thing, bro?
Okay, so
It looks like a dick glass.
I was
Dick-
really tired. It is my dick glass. When I get tired, I just set my dick in this glass and just it rests it. It helps it keep it straight. Because sometimes as a single man, I know you're married and you have kids, so
Yeah.
you probably don't jerk off nearly as much as I do, or maybe you do. But
No.
it starts to pull to one side after a while, and you need something to kind of right the ship and get it straight back on the straight and narrow. So you got to get yourself a dick glass. And so that's what this is. I put my dick in there, and then overnight it recorrects itself. But you can also use it for
Drinks.
drinking. Yeah, to sterilize it. Alcohol cleans stuff. So you got to
It's
clean
like,
it out.
don't wash it. You just stick the dick in there.
Yeah.
Drink that
So
you're drinking
I'm
there.
actually just drinking water. So
And
it's
sperm.
clearly doing a good job at cleaning off the residue of everything. It's all natural stuff. I think Leota Machida does this, right?
Ooh,
so
yeah,
it's okay.
nice.
He's
Are you
one.
gonna start to sell those on a website, bro?
You know what? I don't think I'd have to go over government regulations again to see if it's okay to sell dick glass recorrection devices.
Oh, yeah.
But
See, now, I'd be scared that it's glass, because what if you just, have, a crazy, awesome dream and just hulk out and break the glass with your curved dick?
that's another concern that I have before I start selling these on the open market.
You got to use some Pyrex or something that's super strong.
Clearly,
Have it hand blown.
yeah. I mean, I'll probably have to come up with different sizes because some men can't fit in here, and some men this is just way too large. So, I'll probably have to come up with different, maybe like shot glass size ones.
Yep.
And then
Asians, you gotta think about
the bucket size ones for the guys that have the tuna can dick.
No, you mean black guys.
Yeah.
Sure. Yeah. I like to call them urban.
Skirt your way around that.
I
But
like
we
to-
all know. We've all seen porn. There's 30 guys that go under the name Mandingo.
What? Black guys have big dicks? What are you talking about? I had no idea.
We just got the standard issued white guy penis.
Yeah.
It's not that bad, but it does the trick, and it's fun to look at.
Yeah, it's always
It's a mid-range sports car. You know what I'm saying? We're not going high dollar. I got a Bugatti.
Yeah,
but I got a Camaro.
it is
86 Camaro.
Yeah,
we're like a Chevy Impala type thing. You know what I mean? Like the new ones, not the cool old ones.
Not with the fin.
Yeah, I wouldn't say I'm not in sports car mode. Not even the lower end ones. I'm more of like a compact vehicle kind of
like a Jetta.
I might
smart car.
Yeah, I mean it gets good gas mileage, but she doesn't look too good.
Oh, that's kind of like my car. Yeah, I guess that's why. That's actually why I got a smaller car. It makes my dick look bigger. The truck just made me look way too puny, so I was like, I need something.
I noticed that when you were standing next to it,
yeah,
and you pulled your pants down, you're like, does my dick look small in this vehicle?
Yeah. Not now. Not now. Not now. Get it out of my face. Yeah. So anyway, this is a great invention. But yes, Keith, the glass is kind of a drawback.
Dangerous, man.
But it's you gotta sometimes you gotta live
cut
dangerously.
Your dick off with something like that.
Things that are important to you, important to life. Getting your dick straight is very important. So sometimes you have to take great risks.
But what about
benefit.
those? If you learn how to work a curved dick, you can hit spots where no other guys hit.
I don't have sex in like
no other guys hit, bro. What's that? I thought you were into chicks, bro. I mean, tell us the truth. What's happening?
Oh yeah.
Well, I'm saying that no other guy has hit in her, obviously.
I see what you're saying. So, like, she could be sitting around the corner, and you can be like, "Hey, peekaboo!" Whoop, just stick it in.
Yeah. If you're going back into the left, she's like, "Wow, no one's ever touched me back there."
Well, the thing is with a curved dick, when you come, it's like that movie where the bullets curve. It's just you can do kind of trick shots. Yeah,
yes.
Yeah, but so when you're letting it go, you need to correct your aim because you're shooting on the roommate or the dog or cat or whatever that happens to be on the wrong side of where you're trying to shoot. You're trying to shoot on her tits, but then next thing you know, it's going right into the dog's mouth, and you can't have that happen.
I'm trying to picture. I don't know if you guys saw the movie, but that part where Angelina Jolie is standing in the way of the guy, she's like, "Shoot around me."
Yeah.
Shoot around me. I can just see someone with the curved dick. She's saying that, and they're like, "Pew!" They shoot this, and it's all like curving.
Brad
just
Pitt
grazes her hair, and a little bit gets stuck on the hair type thing.
Yep. I guess maybe it'd be cool to have a cool dick. Maybe I don't know. Boomerangs are popular, right?
You said that. I think it might be cool to have a cool dick.
That too. It would be cool to have a cool dick. It'd also be cool to have a curved dick. It'd also be cool to just know what the fuck I say when I'm saying it instead of like remind it's like, hey, you fucking idiot. You just said the wrong thing.
So if a girl comes up to you and goes, so how's your dick? You go, oh, it's not that cool.
Yeah, no. Well, I mean, technically,
I wish I had a cool dick.
Temperature-wise, it's pretty warm. It's pretty warm down there. It's like a little jungle going on. Maybe some apes, orangutans.
I wouldn't throw that in your description to a female. Like, Babs, it's unkempt and there might be some animals down there, but go right ahead.
So wait, this is why I'm single? Because the whole ape thing?
Yeah, you should not have gone on the dating site and be like, yeah, a bunch of apes and shit going on. It's not a cool situation.
All I have are apes swinging on my dick.
My dick's not that cool.
But I'm available.
It's all fucking jungled out. And I mean, there might be an ape down there. Who knows? She's like, okay.
Yeah, it's straight. Don't worry. It is straight. Don't mind the glass.
Thanks, Christian Mingle.
Yeah. Oh, that's such a great site.
Wrong website, Ray.
Oh, shit.
You should have went somewhere else.
Oh, yeah, so I didn't talk about what I was drinking. I was drinking, it's like an energy drink and wine.
Okay, that's probably good.
Oh, that's, yeah.
Because I was tired, exhausted earlier. Keith and I were talking. I was going to take a nap. My balls just vibrated, so I know I'm on the right track. And I also wanted to, loosen up a bit, get some wine. And I'm doing another podcast after this one. Argument podcast.
Snap.
Snap?
You know who that drink would probably work good for?
Edie.
Edie B's, because she drinks the wine, and then towards the end of the night, she's like, fucking cheap. Yeah, help me walk. Okay, I walk.
Yeah.
But if she had that, she could still be like spitting up food and slurring shit and doing all kinds of stuff, but
she'd be
might be
energized.
a little bit more energetic. And
All right,
geez, guys.
Yeah.
I'm going to
I
say
can fucking
this.
walk.
Mixing energy drinks with alcohol, I
Awesome.
found through my research, is generally a bad idea.
Generally.
Because it keeps the body going way past the point of like blackout, pass out.
Yep.
Yeah.
And, I would say that nights, I usually stick to strictly beer. But every once in a while, someone catches me off guard with a shot. I feel obligated, and then that leads to a couple more. And then all of a sudden, I might be pissing on the chair somewhere in the house that is not the toilet.
Yeah, but your chairs do look like toilets, though.
That is not. I did not design the toilet nor the chairs, so I don't feel responsible for that.
Yeah,
I feel like
it wasn't that bad of a night. You didn't shit in the chair. I mean, it's just piss.
Yeah,
That's true.
And I've got a couple cats I can try to blame it on, but I mean, I have to say that maybe all three of them pissed in that area to make up for the volume issue.
Fucking cats and their piss party. God damn it.
One marked it, and the other two were like, fuck you, that's my chair.
Yeah.
And they went up and pissed on it. It was just like a big piss fight. I don't know, those damn cats.
Did the cats also puke up Taco Bell on the wall? We're just wondering.
I mean, I don't know how that got there. Someone broke in. Goddamn hoodlums.
Yeah, I used to drink the fucking, not Four Loko, the juice. And it was energy drink and malt liquor. And fucking, yeah, man. Those things are, because that was back when I was still going out and partying and stuff like that. So it's like, you want to kickstart a night, drink one of those things, and you're all over the fucking place. Or I'll mix whiskey and energy drink.
My thing when I was a fucking raging little bar lunatic alcoholic fuck.
Yeah.
Like it was Jaeger bombs. That's what.
The Jaeger bombs. That's what I was talking about when I was saying mixing energy drinks with alcohol. I meant Jaeger bombs, and yes, that is why I piss in nefarious places from time to time.
See, I never did that. I never pissed in.
Well, then you haven't drank hard enough, Brad.
I slept in a park. I slept in a park that a buddy of mine had gotten shot at
every night.
A buddy of mine had gotten shot at like a few years prior, but I didn't know where I was. I left some house party, and I was just, I'm gonna walk home, and I didn't know where I was. I was too drunk. I couldn't like type in. I had like a Trio that had maps on it, but I couldn't type the street. I was like standing, holding, like trying to type in the street to see where I was. I couldn't, so I found a park and slept under a tree. But and then the next day I was able to get up and actually type in where I was, and then I walked home. But to this, I have no idea where I was.
Bad. His butthole was really achy after that night, but
didn't
you
get
just
raped?
assumed he slept on a pine cone wrong.
Yeah,
fucking squirrels.
Yeah, it changed my life, guys. It changed my life.
I could just see Ray there, drunk in the middle of the night, like staring at the sign. People are driving by, and then he just passes out. And when he wakes up in the morning, where the fuck am I? He sees a sign. He's like, ugh.
Yeah. Yeah. You're wasted when you can't even fucking type in. You're like, I can see the sign, kind of. I can see all three of those signs, and then I can see my phone in my hand, but I can't type in the fucking street to get home. Yeah, and then the next day when I'm walking home, I, walking down this, like, main street and, like, just puking, posting up on a tree and just throwing up a little bit. And
we call that pulling the yuck nasty.
There we go. That's what I was doing. I was pulling a yuck nasty way before I even knew who the fuck yuck was or nasty was. And there were parts, and I could hear yuck laughing in the background. But there was this one part where there was a fence on the side of the road, and there was no, like, walk space, so you could be either walking on the road or walking on the other side of the fence. There was, like, this bank. So I was like, can't walk straight, so I'm going to walk on the other side of this fence where this, sand bank is. And I'm walking, and it just gets steeper and steeper to where, like, halfway, it's like I can't walk anymore. So the choices are climb over the fence and then continue walking, or walk, a quarter mile back where the fence started and then walk on the other side. So what I did was lay down, and I took another nap just on the side of the street for a little bit, and then when I woke up, I walked back around, and then, yeah, it took me forever to get back home.
That's just a testament to how out of shape you are, Ray.
No,
it was saying I was, dude. That just sounds like a fat man. Like, no, I got to the fence and
you know when you're really wasted. I was still wasted. It was like I felt like shit. But yeah, I did take a nap. There was I could hear like this little creak. I couldn't see it, but I could hear it. So it was very, very peaceful. So I just took a nap.
Hey,
that was my homeless night.
You guys want to hear it? Something funny happened to me at work, and it has nothing to do with what we're talking about. And Ray, I gotta tell you, you sound like a fucking retard. I mean, I don't know what the deal is, bro. But
I tried. That's
over that fence. Bro.
You know, somebody's got to bring that to the table, and I have no problems bringing the retard to the table.
I've scaled many a fence for many reasons in my day, and
no, but it's scaling a fence where it's like if I fall back, I'm rolling down this ravine, and if I fall forward, I'm falling into traffic. So it's like it's not just a fence.
Fall?
What?
Why would you fall?
Because I was like hungover as fuck, and it's like gravity exists.
Oh no, that's not really a problem.
You know what?
I have a fence scar. I don't know if you'll be able to see it.
Uh-oh. Another guy taking his shirt off on the show. This is what we do, Keith. I can't see it.
Never mind.
Whoa, there's an extra hand shows up.
I got 3 hands.
Wow. That's very good. You could be jerking off while doing the show. You're like, hey, look at my hands. Look at my hands. I feel so good.
That's why you didn't notice I had 3 hands in L.A., bro. I was jacking off the whole time while just interacting with everybody.
That's why you always had that lap pillow on your lap.
Wait, I got this score. The scar is a score, too, bro.
Oh, wow. Did it win best soundtrack?
Well, no, it didn't. It fucking should have. I swear to God. It was a great song. It was just the scar. Just talking about.
Written by Creed. He's got a scar on his belly.
It's actually ribs type area, but anyway, it's right next to the belly. But you know, yeah,
right. Get it right.
Sorry, I should have prepared. I should have prepared for the show. Didn't know what song. Anyway,
it happened when I lived in the Baltimore area. My buddy and I, we took the whatever it's called, the train or subway, whatever the deal is out there. But we took the Green Line.
Nice.
Down to a bar, and we drank, and we're like, we're just gonna walk home maybe type thing. So we went to walk home, and we went by a car, and I was like, hey bro, look at keys are in the car, why don't we just take this fucker home, blah blah blah. And he's like, I don't think that's a good idea. And I was like, pussy. So then we didn't do that. But anyway, so we're walking, we have no clue where we're walking because we just moved there like within a month or so. But so we're going kind of through some yards, and a big ass fence came up, and he did this. He pulled the raise like, oh, end of the line. We can't do anything here, bro. There's a fence.
Yep.
And I said, we could climb the fence. And he's like, well, there's like barbed wire stuff on top. I was like, but we could still climb it. So, and it wasn't the huge, like, big ass prison barbed wire. It was just like it had like the extra spurts on top, you know.
Yeah.
Whatever it is, the twisties. But
so it wasn't even barbed wire. It was just a chain link fence with the twisties, or it was barbed wire.
It's a fence with flair.
Yeah, it was a fence with flair. Hell of a flair, I tell you what. But I tried to pull the freaking like marine type. I'll show you how to climb a fucking fence, bro. And I ran up there and I was like, I like spider crawled up it, and I went to flip over it. So I got up like this, and I was just like, and then my side just ripped down on there, and I was like, that's the same word. That's the exact noise I made. I was like,
I don't think anybody ever makes that noise. Ever.
You've never been stabbed by a barbed wire fence.
You know what?
Actually is about accurate to what noise you might make.
All right. You got me on that one. Because I instead of having to make that noise, I take a nap.
Just go around.
You guys heard the noises I was making in L.A. when I was in that ravine, because I was probably snoring my ass off. So
yeah, I left an important part out of the story. The reason why I was so adamant of getting over that fence was we were at the place, at the bar, and we're getting ready to leave. I was like, we should get something to eat. And he's like, I got some beef stroganoff in the slow cooker or whatever it was. And I was like, I want some stroke me oof. So I kept thinking about the beef stroke me off. I was like,
So you took a knife shanking,
Yeah.
in the hopes to get to some stroking off faster.
Yeah. Yeah, I would have stole that car too. That's correct. I would have stole that fucking car. I would have sacrificed everything just to get the stroke me off.
All right. Now, how many of you has pulled the I'm walking horribly drunk, so it's more of a stumble, and you just get the bright idea that you have to punch something?
Oh yeah,
I
broke my hand. What do you want? I've done that.
Well, I mean, was that just on I'm drunk and I'm wandering around, or were you legitimately mad at something and then punched the wall?
Well, no, I've done that before, just drunk walking around, but I've also done it out of anger as well. That one was out of anger, but you know.
Yeah, see,
they've all involved being drunk. So
my friend is like, hit that sign, man. And I was like, fuck yeah, I hit it. Fuck you, sign. And I hit it, and it like caught the edge of my hand.
Ooh.
And like your rib scar, yeah, the sign took a giant chunk out of my hand, which the amount of alcohol I drank really helped in me not remembering that until the morning when I woke up and there was blood all over everywhere. But I just went to sleep. I was like, that's fine.
Yeah. That's what I did when I broke my hand. It's like, well, I'm really tired, so I'm just going to get some ice on it and go back to sleep.
I'll tell you this. You should see this scar I got on my knee. I'm not going to pull my pants down to show you. Well, maybe I will. I mean,
you can if you want. It's not like I haven't seen you in your underwear before.
And that's a true story, Ray. You are one of the 600 men that see me in my underwear.
Yeah. Ooh, I'm lucky. Lucky few.
But
so wait, you're not taking your pants off? Is that what you're doing?
I'll get to that part.
Okay. Sorry.
But I was at my buddy's house. He's having a bonfire. We're drinking a shitload of stuff. I don't know if there's other stuff involved. I think there was, but like I was really fucked up.
Yeah.
Big time. And I don't remember. I remember leaving the place. I remember getting there, and then, but all of a sudden I look at my leg when I'm getting ready to leave, and I was like, "What?" The whole from my knee down is just covered in blood, and I'm like, "Why am I bleeding?" And the dude with me, he's like, "Are you serious?" I was like, "Why am I bleeding?"
It's like, you seriously asked me that question?
He's like, "You were telling us you were." Someone said that you couldn't jump over the fire pit.
I knew that was coming.
I was like, bullshit, I can't.
Yeah.
And then, I went to jump over it. It was pretty big fire pit, but I did
missed.
I had like a 20-foot running head start. I was like, yeah. I started way too early, and when I landed, I landed right on the very hot burning rim that was burning all night. It was it was a huge fucking gash. It was like 4 inches all around my kneecap, like a half-inch wide, and it was just deep as fuck. And
Jesus.
I was like, oh shit. And he's like, you got to go to the hospital. I was like, oh, probably. And someone was giving me a ride home, and I was like, stop at the gas station. I stopped at the gas station.
Thing.
I go to walk in there.
Yeah.
This dude, he walks by me. He's like, damn, you get stabbed? What happened? And I'm just like, no.
And that's how you met Yuck.
Yeah. and then they wanted to take me to the hospital, but I'm like, oh, fuck that shit, blah, blah. I'm like, I'll be fine. Just bring me home. So they bring me home. And I remember like doing some stuff to it. And then I wake up in the morning and I got a shitload of like paper towels duct taped to my knee. It's all like soaked through and stuck in there. And so anyway, I tried to go through the day. I didn't want to go to the doctor because the Packer game was coming on.
Yeah.
And I was like, fuck. And then everybody I talked to who looked at it, they were like, what the fuck's the matter with you? You got to go to the doctor. I was like, fine, I'll go to the doctor. And I go into the doctor, and I go inside. I show the person at the desk, and they're just like, okay. And then I go into the doctor, and he's like, okay, so he's like, so when did this happen? He's reading over the paperwork, and I was like, it actually happened last night, and it was kind of a bad cut, so I didn't know if I should come in or not. And he's like, all right, well, let's take off this paper towel duct tape thing you got on here. And he takes one look at it, and he was like, "Are you serious?" I was like,
It's like, I can see the back of your knee.
There's bone there, fella.
Through the front of your knee. Yeah.
And he's sitting there, and he actually had the Packer game on in there, so shit, I could have went there a lot earlier and watched the whole thing.
Multitasking, man.
So he's like going through it, and I can hear him like swearing and complaining. He's like, "Holy shit! Look at the size of this rock that's stuck in there." And he's like, "That's infection waiting." Blah, blah. And he's all pissed off at me because I waited so long. And he's like, "I can't even stitch this up anymore." He's like, I can only put like 1 or 2 stitches in it. He's like, "You probably should have 40." And he's like, "I can only put one or 2 in it because you're probably going to get infected here. So we can't shut it in there or else we'll have to chop your knee off." He's like, "So maybe next time you come to the doctor when you get something like that." And I was like, "You got her, pal." I looked at him in the face. I gave him the old wink and the gun. I was like, "You got her, pal." And then I tried to jump over their desk, and I smashed my other knee.
You're like, "Well, I'm here. Let's do this one. Let's do this one upright." Nice.
Yeah, so, and yeah, that was... Where did that come from? Oh, yeah. The
came from every other
punching signs,
stupid thing
punching
that we've
random things and jumping over fences and drunkenness. I think it came from the beer.
Yeah,
the beer usually...
Alcohol
I mean,
is a hell of a
even
drug.
like you said that you were like, no, I don't want to go to the hospital. When I got like into an ejection accident like 3 years ago, and then ripped half my face off.
Face.
Yeah, so I guess I don't remember anything. Like, I was in the bar, I was in the hospital. That's how my memory works.
Dude, I'm sorry to laugh, but all I picture is you going, "No, I'm cool, bro. I'm cool, bro."
It's your like face is hanging off.
So after I came to from the accident and the EMS and everyone got there, I was like, no, I'm all right. I just want to go home. And they're like, buddy, I can see your skull. And I'm like, oh, well, I'm good.
Yeah.
I'm good. I just want to go home. And they're like, no, you're fucked. And I'm good.
Yeah. Alcohol makes you not give a fuck about treatment. You're like, whatever. I'm gonna heal myself. I feel so good. I don't even feel it right now. I know it's fucked, but you know.
The lady's like, your eyebrow is hanging off your forehead over here, and what? Just flip it back over. I mean,
my bad.
I just kind of lean like this, and it always just lay there.
Yeah, that was from the party the night before, bro. What happened during the accident? I need to know.
Yeah. Like,
I
don't know, man.
Yeah, you always know there's a lot of alcohol involved when there's always a raper. Like, somebody will cut their finger off, and their first question is like, "Oh, bro, what should I do?"
Yeah.
On ice. I think are you supposed to put it in milk?
Give me another shot, man. This shit hurts like a motherfucker.
You put it in milk, and then you take it there, right?
Yeah, if you freeze the milk, it'll last longer. It'll help preserve the finger from falling off.
I'll go to the hospital right after the game, bro. Right after the game. You hold my finger, cross it, because they got to make this field goal type thing.
I did that once when I was younger. I was watching a couple college games at my dad's house, and my sister was a senior in high school, so a lot of her little friends were there. And
little friends, as in like
the 18-year-old
midgets?
kids.
Okay,
you know. I guess men, if you're a man at 18, but
you're
these
a man.
kids are all,
little men.
Yeah, these kids are all throwing a football in the backyard, and I'm, throwing it with them, and I'm probably 7 years older than them. And the one kid throws one. I mean, he put something on it, and it was down low, so I reached down to catch it, and it hit me in the very side of my finger, which dislocated it at the big knuckle, so it was completely pointing to the side.
Nice.
And all I saw was I saw that I dropped the ball, and I was watching it bounce away, and then I felt something weird touching my pinky finger.
And then it was your friend's penis.
Well, it's
a great distraction, guys.
There's a weird amount of flesh on my pinky finger that I don't, that's got to be someone else's hand. And I look down. No, it's my finger has popped out a socket at the big joint and is laying on top of my pinky finger.
Damn.
And because it was a high school kid that threw me the ball, I didn't want to react.
Yeah. I'm a man. I'm 7 years older than you, punk.
Exactly.
This didn't hurt me. This happens all the fucking time, man.
And no one saw me do it. I just slowly turned away and looked at my finger, and I grabbed it, and I pulled it.
How'd that feel?
You know what? It wasn't that bad. It felt like it just popped back in.
Probably still have the adrenaline going.
Yeah, and I looked at my hand, and I closed it and opened it, and it worked. Like, I made a fist, and I opened it, and I went,
I'm a doctor.
I am awesome.
Next day you go into the hospital like, I got this. You just start pulling people's fingers.
I go to the
Everybody's farting
garage
everywhere.
where we're all watching football, and I grab some electrical tape. I tape it to the next finger.
Yeah.
Because that's all you can think of at that point. You're like, I just taped it to the next finger. I'm good.
Yeah.
So then I continue drinking. Then my buddy calls me. He's like, hey, man, there's a concert going on tonight in Toledo. You want to go? And I'm like, yeah, sure. So I go to a metal concert, do some mosh pitting. Nice. And then, so the next day I come home and, or that night I came home, unwrapped the finger, went to sleep, woke up the next day, and it was fucked. It just was so swollen and 18 colors of purple and red and orange and then so like fast forward to like 2 days later, I'm at work and I was working in a factory around then, and I walked up to one of the guys that worked there who was like a wrestling coach, so I knew he had probably seen a lot of injuries coaching something like wrestling.
You're like, you're closer to a doctor.
Yeah, I'm like, hey, you want to look at this and tell me if you would go to the doctor? And I just held my finger out. He's like, are you fucking kidding me? The same thing you're doctor. Are you fucking kidding me? So I go to the doctor and they x-ray it, and here when it dislocated, it broke a chunk of my knuckle off.
Oh.
When I popped it back in, that part of the knuckle like fused in there, and now this is all the further, like it only bends halfway as opposed to my other finger.
Yeah.
Can't bend it further than, a 90-degree angle.
Does your really bendy finger ever make fun of the other one that can't go all the way? Like, oh, look at you get stuck in
touching the palm and shit, and this guy's like, oh, fuck you, man, I can't make it.
Now, so weird. Your fingers talk. You need to get the smaller version of my penis correction glass. Maybe that will help.
I can't.
My thumbs always make fun of each other because they bend completely backwards.
Oh yeah, that's very, very flexible thumbs you have there.
Yeah, jeez. For the audio listeners, you're missing out on some hidden talents from Keith Spurlock. Keith won.
It's hitchhiker thumb, and it.
You always get rides going the wrong direction.
Yeah.
You're like, fuck, why is he turning around?
I don't know if you know, as a hitchhiker, you don't have to stand up on your thumbs. You're supposed to just stick it out and let them. You can just stand up on your thumbs and make them bend backwards, or you ever finger vaginas with those thumbs?
And then just bend it up in there.
You can probably get up and around to like the,
It's called the internal fish hook.
There you go.
So do you use the internal fish hook maneuver?
I just get it in there and then
let's hitch this ride, baby.
Yeah.
You going my way to Cumsville? Let's go hop on a ride to Cumsville, baby. I got you.
I just found out why you're single, Ray.
You just found out?
Because you were like, hey, baby, you want to come to Cumsville?
Yeah. Dude, that sounds like some shit that what is that dude's name? Ron Jeremy would say. Oh, welcome to Cumsville. Here we go.
My inspiration, my comedy inspiration, man.
I could just see Ray like going to town like, you ready for Cumsville? Ticket? Oh, there's a one-way ticket. You're the only one on toward.
Oh, did you just get cut by a barbed wire fence right now?
No, it's different.
Oh, sorry. They're very. Okay.
Those two are different.
Oh wow.
Actually, that's his fake out move, and then he just goes, "Oh no, just a layover. We got a connecting flight to Cumsville."
Fucking ruining all my lines, Keith. What the fuck? No, I'm never gonna get laid.
We'll have a quick layover, and here we go again. Type. Never mind, I hate you.
We're gonna have a slight layover in a fat guy needs to take a mid-sex nap because this fence is too high to climb.
That is true. It's like, you know what? If I can sense that it's gonna take a little bit longer than anticipated to make her arrive at Cumsville, I may have to take a nap in between.
Cumsville. I'm gonna have to use that one.
Cumsville. Yeah. Ladies love it. They're like, oh, you're so stupid. Like,
But I'm gonna try it out masturbating first to see if it's weird.
It's
and
like
then I'll try
talking
it out
to your
on
dick. You ready to come to Cumsville, buddy? Let's do this.
It's just me and you riding solo.
Next stop, Siemens Station.
Bling bling.
Ah, shit. Yeah, sperm is cool. Sperm is nice.
We
You
all
guys ever
came
sperm
from it,
anywhere
man.
weird?
We all came from it.
So what's the weirdest place you guys have ever spermed?
Weirdest place?
Yeah.
Fuck, man. I don't know. Everywhere. I don't
You
know.
want me to tell? You want me to,
Yeah, since you asked the question,
Where's the bar? Because I don't want to go too high and admit that I'm too weird.
you don't want to admit you're too weird. Oh, Keith is very.
I masturbated and I spermed inside the coin slot of a vending machine.
No, you didn't.
Ray,
Did you really?
you're next.
No, wait.
Wait,
You got to
I
set
want
that up. You
specific-
can't just say that. You got to like.
Somebody told me that if you don't have money, you can sperm in there and then you can hit. Like I wanted this Kit Kat bad, but I didn't have any change or anything. I mean, they said sperm in it. Hit B3, you get it. Fucker lied. I didn't get it. Sperm everywhere.
See, now I'm saying that this story is bullshit.
Yeah,
I'm
It
calling.
is. It's complete bullshit.
I don't like logistically. I'm like, how could you even try to do something like that?
It's not the try, it's the dedication that you would either have to have a room right by a vending machine in a hotel where you could start cranking it out and then run quick around the corner and get a nice shot in.
You
So
can't
Okay.
masturbate to snacks?
Okay.
But I'm saying you can't do
all
it
the time.
in public.
Yeah, not in public.
Without usually getting arrested.
Yeah. Fritos need to be a little bit sexier for me to do it in public. But I know I can. I thought of one that was awkward. I was younger. I don't remember what grade. I was like 8th grade or something like that. I was on vacation with my grandparents up to Oregon. They have a big RV, whatever. I don't remember where we were stopped, but we were parked somewhere, and I was sleeping, and I slept on the couch, and they had like the bed, the bed in the back where the, RVs, whatever. But that was like, early teens, everything, fucking horny. So I'm in my sleeping bag on the couch, like jerking off, listening to Seal. I don't know why, but that was I was really into that CD for whatever reason at that time. But yeah, so that's me.
He's like Batman Forever soundtrack, bub.
I think I don't even know if that movie. Maybe it probably, but
No, that's
so
funny.
masturbating in the RV with my grandparents sleeping in in the regular room and whatever to Seal. Yeah, that was the weirdest place, and in my pants because I'm in and then they just stick to you. It's paper mache of love.
Jail cell. I've got one out in a jail cell.
What?
Oh, yeah.
Well, I had a whole cell block to myself. For
How
a
long?
week.
How long were you in jail before you popped one off? Like, how long had it been? And you're like, man, I have to release.
All right, I was in there 10 days by myself the entire time, like on a whole cell block. So I was on a whole floor by myself.
You should have been fucking spreading that thing. It should have looked like fucking Halloween with just fake spider webs everywhere.
And I think it was day 4 before I was like, well, I gotta at least crank one out.
Yeah, I know what'll make me feel good in this place.
But it was actually a pretty good one too.
Okay,
I can remember it.
So where did you?
It was maybe the danger of.
Let's get detailed on this. Where did you shoot it? Was it just in your pants, in your hand? You wash your hand off?
Not a barbarian. Toilet paper.
Okay, toilet paper. Okay, just
see.
Painting a picture. All right, dog. You got to come up with a real one now.
But I was gonna say some other stuff, but he brought up the jail thing. I gotta tell you, I'm not gonna lie to you guys.
All right.
I got a few, probably a few hundred at least, or maybe 1,000 sperms in jail.
Oh, I mean that's pretty decent. I think I only
wait. Sperms or loads?
I got about 5 in my 10-day stint.
Okay.
I was there for 3 days, but dude, I just kept whacking it.
It's like, I got nothing else to do, and
Let's go.
the guy sitting next to me is fucking boring. Yeah. So did you have a whole cell block to yourself like Keith did, or were you like?
No, I was with a lot of I was on Izzy Rock's podcast last night, and shit got real, bro.
Uh-oh.
Shit got real weird.
Did you masturbate on the podcast?
Of course, I was
All
so
right.
nervous.
I think everybody does. I know I did when I was on a show.
But I talked about it on there. But yeah, I spent a lot of time. How do you say incarcerated? So
you say it like that in jail or what? So if it was a long time, then it had to be prison because you usually only can spend about I don't know a year in county. I think that's about the longest stints I've heard of in county.
I got if I add up all the time here, let me do some quick math.
So it's multiple times?
Since I was 17 years old.
Uh-oh. Dogga doing math.
I probably got like little over 4 years.
Yeah, that's pretty decent. Let me guess.
Uh-oh.
Either
There was two. There was two. Here, I'll give you a hint.
Oh no, let me guess first, and then you can hint if I'm not right.
Yeah.
If there's two different, then I'm gonna say that either one of the two is an assault, and I would say the other's either a B&E or maybe an armed robbery. All right, you go.
You're somewhat close. There, I'll tell you what. There was two prison stints, and then there was some miscellaneous jail time. But we'll just go with the big dogs. When I was 18, and you'll hear all this on Izzy's as well, and a little bit more.
Is that Tales from the Hard Side or on the
Tales
block?
from the Hard Side. He'll probably have it out next Tuesday. I think he said it was,
Nice.
but we shit got real, and we talked about some real shit, and it was like the first time ever that I talked about the anything in that sorts of the year or so that we've been podcasting.
Yeah.
And because the corner, I don't know, I guess there are some pretty fucked up stories that I always wanted to tell, but it's like, I don't think we should bring that out yet.
Yeah.
But
Just wait, man.
So like the first one, I was 18 years old, and it was for burglary. We broke into
B&E, boom.
Got it. Some safe cracking, this and that.
Oh shit, safe cracking.
And then the set, well, that's what they put on there, but all I did was took a fucking hammer and a fucking wedge and just nailed it for an hour and a half until it came open.
Like
I wasn't sitting there like fucking
brute force cracking.
Stethoscope and fucking...
No. I was just drunk and I hit the fucker with a hammer till it opened.
That'll do it.
And then fast forward 10 years and I was arrested for manufacturing marijuana. See,
that would have been my third guess.
Manufacturing it. You're like creating it out of like polymers and...
That could either be growing, which would be what he might be talking about, or if you're talking manufacturing, you could be processing hash and or hash oil.
We were growing marijuana and we were growing...
You were growing flowers and they put you in a cage.
And then blah blah blah, this and that, and then just all of a sudden one. It was. Shut up. It was one. We decided to grow a lot of it, on it seemed like a good idea, and we're outside, type thing, and then all of a sudden just everything's going normal. And a bunch of people popped out of the ground in the fucking trees and shit, and they had guns and shit. And all of a sudden, next thing you know, Bamski McDougal.
Bamski McDougal.
Now, did they pull the fucked up thing where they actually like dug up the sod around it and then weighed that and then got you on that shit? I've seen that. I actually know some people around here who've got caught for indoor growing, but it's still dirt, and they pulled the whole like root pack out of the sod and then just like throw that down on the scale, and they're like, oh, this plant's 50 pounds.
3 tons of marijuana
like we got this guy
confiscated.
For like 200 pounds of marijuana, and it's like, dude, that was probably a quarter pound maybe of actual weed.
It was similar to that. They The one spot that they juiced us at, there's like 100 some plants, and then there was other spots as well, and we're pretty much just pulling like we're just staying out in the woods. You know what I mean? For extended periods of time. No, we're out in the middle of nowhere in the fucking bumfuck. You know, it was on just way out in the woods, but they did pull a similar situation to that. Like they like at first it was a federal case, and they automatically, I believe, counted it for like 4 ounces per plant, and then and also like the ones that we had, because we had a shitload of clones that we never put into the ground, and they were just still in the Dixie cup things, and they
were giving you 4 ounces for those too,
and they gave us 4 ounces for that, and like, yeah, they were trying. I mean.
Were you trying to describe? You're like, half of those are gonna die, and the other half are probably gonna be males.
Do you know what plants do most of the time?
Well, see, the thing is that they kept us in the woods for like 12 hours, 13 hours, doing the interrogation to try to find other spots, because they did a flyover and found spots, and they were like, "Oh, we could tell by the way that it was cloned. You guys did it, this and that, blah, blah, blah."
I always love when they try to sound scientific and they're just dumbasses. You're like, yeah, sure. Why don't you match up the plant's DNA and finger me from that? I'm sure your department has plenty of that money laying around.
It's like people that come in pretending like they know what they're talking about with electronics, and it's just they just happen to be at Best Buy an hour earlier, and they're just regurgitating something some stupid salesperson told them. You're like, you're a fucking idiot, and I can do nothing at this point. Yeah.
I mean, it was...
When was that? How long ago was that? Did that happen? Can you... how many moons ago?
2007, so like 15 moons.
15 moons?
Yeah. But, yeah, it was... I don't know. I mean, it...
Did you join the Aryan Nation? Are you covered in, like, swastika tattoos to save your life?
But I got approached.
Well, were they mad that you turned them down?
No, hey,
you're like, I'm half black, man. I can't decide.
This is how it approached. It was at, I think it was at the third place that I was at, because I went to the first place for like a month where you're just by yourself in a cell, like and this was like an old like dungeon type. It was like the oldest prison around. Mm-hmm. And you sit in there for a while to wait to go to this other place. Then you go to this other scumhole place that is fucking ridiculous. It's and that's where they have like where they do your whatever they call it. You sit there for like 2-3 months. You're in a cell by yourself for like 23 hours a day, and you get out to go eat and walk around the track like a fucking mouse for a while. But then. And you were there for a while, and then you find out where you're going to go to, like, start your, where you're going to go live.
Yeah.
And I went to this other place, and it was, like, the second day I was there. They had 2 lunch lines that went into the chow hall, and I went into the shorter one because I'm hungry and fat. And
it was a short line.
Yeah.
And I went to the shorter one. And this guy, he comes over and he's like, "Hey, bro, you got to come over in this line." I was like, why is that? And he's like, "Oh, that's the darky line over there." And I was like, and then I look and I was like, the whole line was like black or
Hispanic.
Yeah.
Well, no, it was pretty much like black and stuff. And then the other line was like white and Hispanic and whatever the deal is. You know what I mean? And I was just like, all right, so they actually okay, so I'm not supposed to go on, but I mean, people still did, but it was just kind of like this side of the chow hall. They all said, I thought it was pretty effing weird, but I guess it was just kind of like one of
it's like high school.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of like high school. It's like, all right, I got cool kids over here, you got the jocks here, the dirties over here, and this and that over there.
But like, where are the meth heads at? We're like, wait, we got our section.
Yeah. And then, but see, the thing is that by the time I got here, it was just like a minimum security one. Like you started out in the maximum, And then sometimes you would go to like a medium for a little while, and then a minimum, and then they have like their camps. But this was like a more of a minimum security one where people have like 5 years or less. So yeah, and it was just kind of weird at first because I was like, all right, am I supposed to go over here, like, for sure? Or can I was still confused if I could not go to the shorter line.
Yeah.
I was like,
it's like, but I'm really hungry, guys.
I don't really care if it's a black or white line.
Yeah.
The fucking other line's twice as long, so,
It's a
I'm
food
hungry.
line, right? It's still a food
Well, my
line.
tater tots, motherfucker. They're gonna run out.
So what do you think about, like Colorado and Washington? Like, have you thought about moving there? And are just like, I just want to avoid that shit at all costs.
Yeah, I avoid it. It's why I don't. I'm always afraid, like, because of like earlier shit and this and that. See, the thing is that we were like planning because we were doing it in Michigan, because that was where we like to go camping, and it's where they had fucking wide open woods with nothing there. And
Are you talking like Upper Peninsula?
Upper Peninsula, Michigan? Yeah.
Yeah,
And,
that's not the. Being from Ohio, that's not our Michigan. That's
No.
your Michigan.
I love
Well,
that.
there's the lines. Keith has his line, and Dogga went to the short line.
Hey, the Upper Peninsula should technically be Wisconsin. You guys kind of got ripped off. We got ripped. Ohio got ripped off because they got the Upper Peninsula because they lost the War of Toledo. Where
The
Ohio
War of Toledo?
I swear to God, Ohio and Michigan fought a war over Toledo because we wanted more like shipping space, like because Toledo's right on the Maumee River and the lake, so that everyone wanted Toledo. Which I mean, if we could trade them back now, I would gladly give Toledo to Michigan if we could have the UP. Fuck it.
Like, what does that even matter though? In this day and age, like the lines of states. I mean, I guess for
I
crazy
think it matters
laws.
a lot when states like Colorado and Washington, like you just said,
Yeah.
legalize marijuana.
that's
It's
true.
just an imaginary line, but on either side of that imaginary line, you're talking felonies. I mean, granted, it's all federal.
So,
offense.
what are the laws up in is Detroit? What?
Michigan's got medical marijuana
Okay.
laws, so if you actually had, you could apply to plant so many plants and stuff like that. But even then, around when you did this, it was either right before they started medical or like maybe right after, and even the laws were real fucked up for a while.
Yeah.
We were arrested in 2007, and it was like.
But that's around the year that they did medical marijuana, right?
Well, no, it was like a year and a half later while we were waiting, because they just told us to go home that night. They're like, it's a federal offense.
Oh, yeah. Once you get a federal offense, you got to wait for it. They're like, go home. We'll get a hold of you. Don't worry. And you're like, oh, fuck.
And that's pretty much it. We'll get a hold of you. Don't try to run because the marshals will find you.
Yeah.
Type thing is pretty much exactly what they said. And then, so like, we didn't hear anything for a while, blah, blah, blah. But anyway, we go, it's like a year and a half later. It was like 2009 when, or it was like the end of maybe it was the beginning of 2009. Yeah. March of 2009. And they were they're just about to pass the thing for medical, blah, blah, blah. And our whole thought process prior, because we were like when I was growing this shit, I was smoking it like there's no fucking tomorrow, know, and it's just like I was always raped out of my gourd. But
well, when there's a never-ending supply, you don't really hold back. You're like, how big of a joint can I roll?
Yeah.
Well, let's see.
And that's pretty much what the deal was. And we were thinking the whole time, we're like, all right, well, we're learning, because it was like a long ass process. Because like you can put a seed and grow something, but then to actually make it good, it took a lot of freaking like trial and error, working or studying type shit. And he was pretty good at it too. And but it was some good shit. It was pretty nice. I enjoyed it. But and we were thinking, well, couple more years, we can actually probably get a license and job, and maybe we'll be able to do this legally.
Legit, yeah.
Blah blah blah. Because it's not like we're like trying to like when I like I did a lot of it for myself, and then I also like when I did sell is to like some buddies who I've known for like 10 years that I went to high school with, and they just like to smoke weed or whatever the deal is, and this and that. But, yeah,
it's crazy. I mean, the way it seems everything's going in the U.S. I mean, it seems like it's getting. I think they just started in Colorado, started manufacturing or growing hemp for like industrial purposes. So we'll see how that goes. But it's like it seems like just with more knowledge about how fucking retarded the prohibition on that plant is, that it seems like things are changing. But it's, how many lives have been fucked because they're growing this plant that makes people happy? You know, it's fucking ridiculous. But
yeah, I know. I mean, there's two different sides to it. It's like, all right, well, yeah, there is this plant that shouldn't have whatever, but then again, it's like, well, I knew the law.
Yeah.
And I knew it was against the law, and I still decided that I'm going to break the law.
Yeah.
It's like, it's kind of my own fault for being such a dumb prick. But yeah, like, on the other hand, that's what we were thinking. We're like, all right, not hurting anybody type thing. We're just out camping. Fucking, we're kind of staying in the woods for a month or 2 or 3 or whatever it was at a time.
Yeah, but that's fun.
It was fucking, dude, I'm telling you, it was some of the best time. Like, it was just because we never saw anybody. And every once in a while, we might see somebody out there.
Did you guys have some nice lap pillows?
Oh, dude, I tell you what, I made this lap pillow out of like this tree bark and some leaves.
Nice.
This shit was nice, bro.
Nice. I'm jealous. I'm all jelly over here.
But like all we did was like we would go fishing, or we'd get up in the morning, take care of the bitches. That's what we call them. Every time a male came, got to get rid of the fucking pricks. Oh, we got another prick.
No
type
sausage
thing.
fest.
Yeah, it was kind of, and then we realized like, well, hey, instead of growing it, like just see which ones are females and which ones are males. And then we learned about cloning, and that was a lot easier. That was a lot nicer. Then they're all bitches.
Yeah.
I don't know. I had a lot of fun doing it.
Yeah.
Obviously, it really sucked getting caught in this and that, obviously. And I'm kind of glad, like, I don't know. I mean, obviously, shit is way different now. Like, since growing, I had children and this and that, and like found a whole lot different joy in life that I didn't I think really have before. But I still, I don't know, I had fun growing it. It was fun and everything.
It's time in your life, man. That's a good, not everybody has that story, not many people. There's a lot of people that talk about doing shit like that and don't do it, and there's a lot of people that have gone through it, and now they have this story, and you made it out alive.
Yeah,
you have a good family.
We went into it a little bit more in depth, and then Izzy pulled the Dr. Phil, and he got me to talk about some other shit.
Did he make you cry?
I don't know, man. I might have came close a couple times. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think he said he's gonna post that one like next week or something.
Nice.
But
look forward to hearing your tears.
Where did that all came from?
That came from me jerking off in jail.
It's amazing. It's amazing how
jerked off in jail, and you're like, I've been to prison.
Yeah, it's amazing how Keith Cumming can turn into a story about prohibition, modern day prohibition.
And that wasn't even the spot I was going to tell you.
This is the scenic route. All right.
Well, I don't know. I mean, there was a few spots.
Bathroom.
Yeah.
I remember sperming behind the couch once. Cause,
I got definitely sperm behind the couch.
Oh, yeah. The sperm behind the couch. Like, where do you put that?
Behind the couch? What do you mean behind the couch?
I was doing that before I could sperm, so there was no cleanup.
Some of the grosser spots were like masturbating inside a porta potty at a construction site a couple times.
Ooh, that's a good one.
That's not too bad.
Hey, dude, it's like, so what am I going to do? Am I going to walk around with this fucking erection all day that people can obviously see? or am I going to be a gentleman and go take care of the shit? I took care of it.
That's true.
I didn't like to smell other dudes' shit while I'm doing it, but I don't know. I still got off.
That helps you develop a good imagination. You know?
Yeah, it does.
If you can get yourself to the point where you can sperm inside of a porta potty,
mm-hmm.
you know, then you can pretty much come anywhere.
Feels good in my butthole.
Yeah, absolutely. Wait, maybe not.
Do you hear the? do you hear?
I'm so ready to agree with that. It fucking does, man. My butthole feels amazing when I jerk off in a porta potty. Any fucking thing I do in a porta potty, really, my butt feels amazing.
Hey Ray, did you hear the "Feels Good in My Butthole" song?
Yeah, I did. I heard it, and you know, it brought a tear to my eye,
and to his butthole,
and to my butthole.
Did it feel good in your butthole?
It did. It felt amazing in my butthole. Like I put my headphones in my butthole, imagining they were the headphone or the balls that Keith was talking about at the beginning of this. Like, let's see if I can do it. See if these earbuds can go up in that tight doorway. And you know, it definitely felt good in my butthole. There's a lot of bass in the song, which is good. A lot of vibrations, good vibrations. You know,
when you stuck it up there and you started playing it, were you just like?
He was playing Marky Mark's "Feel the Vibration."
Every time I opened my mouth, I would open my mouth, and I think the crazy thing that happens with sound waves when they start in your butthole and they work their way up, you know, your intestinal tract and through your gut and everything in your stomach and come out your mouth. When you open your mouth, you would think it would sound like a louder version, like you're like one of those old record players and you're the cone and the dog's just staring at you while you're playing music out of your mouth. But
are you saying that your body's a Victrola, and by sticking headphones in your asshole,
good pull.
That by opening your mouth, you would amplify the sound somehow?
No, I'm saying that's what you would think.
I believe that. I'm saying
that's what you would think.
I wouldn't think that.
Something that you would not think happened, and when I opened my mouth, a rainbow came out. And it was glorious, and I cried a little bit.
Was it a double rainbow?
No, because I only have one mouth. I only have one mouth. Don't be stupid.
Like, the money you could make and, like, the speeches you could give if you could do that? Just, like, have, like, just, like, pirate people's shit and be like, I was saying it.
Get an inspirational speech and jam it up your ass and then open your mouth.
Thank you for ruining my future endeavors in you know, my financial and business path that I'm going to take.
You brought it up, brother. I didn't ruin it. I just tried to add to the flavor.
I was trying not to spoil the end. Now with these seminars, people just know what to expect. You know,
did you guys hear the freaking presentation that the dude in the tuxedo T-shirt freaking gave this night earlier the day on economical growth? And I think we should hire this guy.
How was it? How was the talk? Was it inspirational? I don't know what the fuck he said, but there was a goddamn rainbow coming out of his mouth at the end of it. Fucking crazy. He was shooting that thing like fucking laser beams, unicorns flying by and sprinkles everywhere. It was awesome. Felt good about
great
myself.
At speeches. He does good. He doesn't have a very cool dick, but we'll hire him.
He's got a great closer. Cool. Yeah, he's got a boomerang for a cock, but you know, whatever. At least you know it's coming back.
There's some apes down there, but I mean,
yeah. Don't
let's hear your TED talk there, Ray.
Yeah. Not yet, man. My application is in, and you know, I just have to make a few $100,000 so I can pay my fees. I'm in it to win.
That's not what your country can do for you, but what your country what you can do for you. I hate you guys.
What your butthole can do for your country. When you can make rainbows come out of your mouth while earbuds are in your asshole, we will all find peace in this great country of ours.
If you can't come in a porta potty, you will not be able to come in anywhere in life.
If you want to come into this country, you need to first come rainbows.
So far, I've heard JFK, the Dalai Lama, and maybe some Winston Churchill out of you two.
Thanks.
Keep the accent straight. Come on now.
All right, here we go.
I can't put my accent.
They've been changing every time.
Yeah.
Like I can't keep up with where you guys are going with this.
Such a demanding co-host, always wanting like consistency. Fucking Jesus.
Totally, like consistency's all. I don't know what that word means, but like I'm pretty sure it has something to do with. Like, you guys talking about sperm still?
No.
Sure.
Oh.
I don't even know. I'm lost.
It's like, I'm consistent as fuck at that.
I don't know, but like, do you guys want me to sperm on camera for you?
Well, you can if you want.
It would be a first on the show, but I mean,
yeah.
Since our show has video, we might get kicked off,
That's
and
true.
then
That's true.
I mean, I'm already
Let's
doing
find
it.
out. Let's
Yeah.
find
I'm
out.
usually
Real
doing
quick,
it.
we'll just see what happens.
Oh, jeez. Oh boy.
I knew it was gonna come on.
Yeah.
I forgot I got a belt on. Never mind.
Nah, that's too.
Take
that's
that
too
belt off.
complicated.
You know how long that shit takes?
Yeah. Well, you can't. It's taking a belt off is like cracking a safe. Sometimes you just need a hammer to bang on it for a while, and pants just fall right off.
Fall.
So that makes me that leads me to believe when your kids act up, you're like, you want me to fucking get the belt off? I swear to God, out. And then you get halfway
You're like,
through.
God, never mind.
This is bad. No.
And then I just throw the remote control at them. Next time it's a belt.
Yeah.
And I just hope they don't go
Then
there.
you
Don't
make
take
them
it.
bring the remote back because now you figure, nah, fuck, I can't change the channel.
Hey, bring that back over here.
Yeah. Fetch. Right.
But I mean, we all grew up as the generation where we were the remotes. I mean, it's an old joke, but I mean, it was the truth.
Barely. We can barely say that we remember the times where TVs had knobs.
Yeah.
Are you kidding me?
Vertical hold, barely. I'm saying barely. Like we definitely got it. The vertical hold.
We're definitely the tail. We were the last generation to be able to say that.
Yeah.
But I will say, like, I remember a good 3-4 years of memory, which I gotta say starts at probably 5. That I was the remote.
Oh yeah.
And we had a floor model TV, and every once in a while it would turn from color to black and white, and you had to either stomp the floor or go up and actually hit the top or side.
I had a black and white TV. Like
I had a
volume
black-
was also the power. You had the UHF and VHF.
Yep.
Vertical hold, all that shit. But black and white little 13-inch TV. Used to play my Nintendo on it. But yeah, man, it's fucking weird. It was funny. I just listened to watch the last Kill Tony 17, and Red Band brought up the whole pet rock thing, which I completely had forgot about. That people like that was like that was super. That and like Slinky and Play-Doh, those were like amazing fucking toys, and now it's like GTA 5.
Yeah.
For me, my toys of choice were G.I. Joe, the 3.5-inch figurines. Obviously, that's our generation. He-Man.
Yep, He-Man. I had He-Man.
Transformers, and we were cheap too, so I also had GoBots, even though I know none of their story.
Okay.
Really.
I remember we had a empty milk jug. We also had
we had the milk cartons.
Milk cartons. Yep. Milk jug, and then we also had somebody's sock. That was a good one. We can always play good shit with that. I tell you what, that sock brings
Fucking
back
socks, man. That could be a puppet. That could be a snake. That could be something to beat off into.
The canes from the ring toss, like at fairs and shit when you were a kid. It'd just be like a weird dowel rod with a handle on it, and it'd be painted bright colors. No. You throw the ring around it, and then all of a sudden you have this big long stick, which is essentially a sword.
Yeah, and then you
go around hitting your friends until it breaks, and then it's actually as sharp as a sword, and then someone gets stabbed in the
and
eye.
then you get locked up for...
Did that happen?
Yes.
Now, who got stabbed? Who did you stab?
I didn't stab anyone, but I also... I know a kid that got stabbed in the eye. I also know a kid who took a dart in the eyeball.
Yeah?
From his brother.
Bullseye. That's a bullseye, man.
I had one of the sticks one time, and then a friend of mine picked up a real stick, and we were sword fighting.
That's not a stick.
And
that's a stick.
His stick slipped out of his hand and hit me in the face and actually pierced all the way through my cheek.
Nice.
Wow.
Did you put a stud in there?
No, I should. I was like 10,
there
so
was
that
already a stud in there.
Thing hadn't really happened yet.
Yeah, I remember doing this.
I have pierced people's face. Like I've done eyebrow piercings and cheek piercings, but not professionally. Just because my friends had kits.
Yeah,
they had actual professional kits, and they were like, "Hey, man, I had to go to jail. Can you re-pierce my shit?"
Yeah.
Evidently, we know between Dogga and I, we know some motherfuckers that have been to jail and or prison.
Yeah, 3 or 4.
Yeah. I haven't got to prison But I made it to jail a few times.
Don't worry, man. It's okay.
Everyone that
You'll get there one day. You'll get there one day, Keith.
Everyone that I met in jail prefers prison to jail, though.
Yeah, see, the only thing that sucks about prison is that it's longer, usually. But
more freedom.
Before I went there, I was in jail like the first time I was in jail for like 8 or 9 months.
Yeah, I was about to say that it's not usually longer than a year. A year's usually the longest I've heard of someone doing a county before they got sent.
Yeah, I was waiting, and I could have got out way earlier if we had money, but like obviously we're pretty poor bastards growing up, so like the bail didn't come until 8-9 months later. So then it came. But I was there for like 8 or 9 months, and definitely it seemed like the same amount of time as 2 years.
How long did it take you to drop using the weird jail and or prison lingo? Because they definitely talk after you got out. Like, did you ever catch yourself using terms that they use for be like, oh, he had like a 5-year bid.
Oh yeah,
like a bid. Like people that haven't met people in jail or in prison don't know a lot of the terms, and then use those terms on the outside. People are like, what the fuck are you talking about? You're like, oh, I mean, they went to prison for 5 years, and they're like, oh, that makes sense.
Yeah, for a while. I mean, the world, because that's what you would call the outside is the world. Like when you're man, when I get back in the world, I'm gonna go out there and do some shit. The world, blah blah blah. But yeah, there was a lot of like, it was weird when you get out and you don't gotta try to trade a bag of coffee, try to get something, ramen noodles or whatever the fuck. The bag of coffee was big.
Even jail. I mean, the commissary trade in there was. Like, I was just lucky. The one time I only did 3 days for my first DUI, and but they also, you get to schedule jail here. Like, I went to court. They said, all right, you got 3 days in jail. Go to the clerk of courts and schedule your 3 days. So I worked in a factory at that time.
So
I
you
was
can
like,
fit
all
it
right.
into your schedule. It's like, hey,
I was like, I got to do a Friday, Saturday, Sunday.
Yeah.
So I can keep my fucking job and really not fuck up. Just fuck a weekend off.
Yeah.
And take a vacation day on Friday. So I did that, All of a sudden I go in there the first Friday and they're like, oh, we're all full. Come back later. Go back to the clerk of courts and reschedule. Yeah. So I'm like, okay. So I go back up. I reschedule my jail. I enjoy my vacation day, right?
Yeah.
But I also don't have that many vacation days, and I'm high in points where I work too.
Wait,
so,
high in points?
Yeah, well, there's a point system. Every day that you miss is a point. You only get 6 points. Okay. I was right on the verge, so I couldn't really miss days, but I had vacation days.
Yeah.
So I schedule up for the second time. All right, yeah, cool. And my current girlfriend, we were dating before, and she was living in Colorado at the time where she was back visiting. We spent the whole a week together, and then at the end of the week she took me to jail. It was all like teary-eyed, like, you're going to jail and I'm going back to Colorado, I'm gonna miss you. So I go in there again, I'm like, oh fuck this, and they were like, we're full up, go reschedule.
Like, Jesus Christ, how hard is it? It's like a club.
And I'm like, are you
it's
fucking
like the trendiest fucking club.
I go back up and I'm like, hey, and I told him up there, I'm like, hey, listen, I've taken 2 vacation days so far.
Yeah, I'm sure they had a lot of.
You guys are like planning on me losing my job by keep fucking me up. Like, I can't just go back into work at 10 o'clock when I'm supposed to be in at 6 because you guys just are like, we're full. So I petitioned the courts. They told me to go fuck myself.
Yep.
So
I'll do that when I'm locked up. Thank you very much.
I rescheduled for the 3rd time, and they must have left a little note there that says this asshole
pain in ass.
Yeah, is being a pain in the ass. So they're like, oh, we got room for you. And then so they pulled out this little what I call a canoe, and they're a plastic cot. Right, yeah. They're stackable plastic cots, but they're also made for someone, I don't know, 5'6". and I'm 6'1", so like my ankle and my whole foot hung off the end, but it's bowl shaped kind of. So it's cutting off all circulation because it has no give. It's hard, like literally hard plastic.
Yeah.
The hardest plastic. No bedding on it. And they actually gave me 2 sheets instead of a sheet and a blanket. So they really were like, it was a big fuck you to me.
Yeah.
And that meant I had to sleep in the common area in my cell block, which if you're inside the cell, you've still got that big steel door barrier to where they do the half-hour walkthroughs all night. Yep. And you don't hear the 2 cell doors popping coming in, and you don't hear the guy just walking with his, steel-toed boots 2 inches away from your head. So I didn't get any sleep for 3 days. And what's funny too is they were all the cells were filled up. Guy left the next morning. I asked if I could have that cell, and the guards told me that they were saving that in case an actual felon came in. Because I was in the felon cell.
Yeah.
Even though I only had 3 days.
Yep.
So I had to keep sleeping on that fucking thing. And then the way it worked out is I had to work a fucked up like off shift at work. Like I worked a first shift and a third shift on the same day so I could get the Friday off without getting fired. Yeah. But then I got off Monday morning and then had to come straight in and work. And again, I hadn't slept in like 3 days.
Yeah.
And I just remember going to work and being so pissed off from not sleeping and getting treated like shit. And then like I mentioned it to my boss and the other people at work, and they all laughed in my face.
I would have laughed in your face too.
Like
I felt
was
bad
like,
about it, but
and they were like, ha ha ha, yeah, bet you won't do that again. Yeah. And I was like, I really
I'll fucking prove you wrong, motherfucker. I'll do that shit again.
I really almost got fired that day because it was just one of those, I haven't slept in 4 days, motherfucker. I will pick something up and stab you with it. Yeah. And I can claim not remembering or that I went crazy because I was put in a situation where it would have made anyone crazy.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, there's always overcrowding, especially in the county jails. Like there's a lot of times where they just gave you a little thing and you just sleep on the floor. I think I slept on the floor there for like a month until I actually got a bunk. But they have like, but that's normally what they do. You were saying that you got to schedule it. Normally, if it's like the county time or whatever, they would schedule it. But then, but when it comes to when you go to prison, they take you right from there, and there is no like whatever the deal is. And I remember when I was 18, I was like, all right, I'm going to go into sentencing, find out how long it is, blah blah blah. And then it was right before Christmas. I was like, go to Christmas, get to hang out a little bit, and then go in. And nope, they're just like, okay, you got to come with us now. Like, what?
Oh yeah. At sentencing, they're like, come on, and you're like, well, huh? What? I mean, if it's not till later, they're like, oh no, that's your prison. You have to come to jail right now.
You have
you got
3 5-year sentences and 2 9-month sentences. You're not going anywhere, bro.
Actually, they fucked me. The first time I ever really got in trouble as an adult, I got a paraphernalia and possession charge on my birthday when I turned 19. And I don't know, it was a weird story. I was with a buddy. I didn't really have. I had like a pack of papers in my car. Didn't have any weed, and my buddy had like a little bag full of roaches, and he had a pipe and his own pack of papers. We pulled into this little game reserve and we're going to smoke. A sheriff pulled right in. And we were actually smoking a joint. I threw it under my seat. He came up. It was actually the canine unit, too. So it was like one of those, like, even if we tried to hide it, he was like, I'm going to get the dog out and they'll tear the shit out of your car. I'm like, here's this still burning joint, sir. And we get out and he finds everything under my buddy's seat, pulls it all out, throws it on the car, and he looks at both of us. He goes, and he looks at my buddy first. He goes, is any of this yours? And my buddy goes, no. And I just looked at him, and I looked at the cop, and I go, let me guess, my truck, my stuff? And he goes, that's how it works. And I was like, I looked back at my buddy one more time. I was like, he was my best friend at the time, and I kind of just took the rap.
Yeah.
Just because I'm not going to be like, no, it's his.
No, we shared that shit, man. Remember, you owe me $20. Fucking.
But I mean, literally all the stuff was his. Besides, like, he had his own pack of papers, and I had my own pack of papers. So technically, I only got charged with paraphernalia in the long run, which is actually what I had. But I think it's fucked up that he got off scot-free.
Yeah, I mean, did you ever think about killing him? You ever think like, hey,
actually, right after that, we were best friends at the time, and then right after that, he started fucking my currently ex-girlfriend.
Nice.
And so, yeah, I thought about killing him for a while there.
Yeah.
There was probably a good 5 months where I daily thought about different ways to potentially get away with killing him.
Yeah.
And I mean, I still have to pay higher insurance, like auto insurance, from something that happened when I was 19.
It's a lifelong battle, you know, the fucking insurance.
And then now that I've got 2 DUIs past that, Jesus.
So what are you at, like $300-400 a month?
I don't drive still because I can't afford the goddamn insurance.
Yeah. Well, that's why you just do it without the insurance, and then if you get caught,
except they fucking in Ohio they do random like, hey, you've got a license. Where's your insurance card?
Yeah.
They'll just mail it to your house, and you have to prove it, or else they'll just take your license again.
Yeah.
Well, that's a risk that you take. You know, it's free. You know, you can just drive, and then if you get caught, just be like, all right, I don't have my license. I didn't have it before. But then just keep driving, and they'll throw you in jail sooner or later, and then you'll get raped.
Yeah.
Because that's what happens. You get raped.
Fucking
Go on the short line with the black guys.
Son of a bitch, Yuck. I knew you were going to fucking come in here.
Yeah. I don't have to babysit no more. Your kids didn't show up.
Hey, I didn't want them to show up.
They didn't show up for their appointment, so fuck them.
But yeah, what did you just throw your kids the keys to the car, and you're like, all right, you know where Yucks is at.
Well,
yeah, I'm gonna go there right now. Just show up for your appointment.
The babysitter fell through, so it was like, all right. I was like, Monica might have to drop the kids off, and you're gonna have to
she's
walk
not
them.
talking about taking a shit.
No. Not you're gonna drop kids off the pool. No, but yeah, Yuck had to babysit last night, and the baby only had one freaking cut, so that was good.
At least
there
it
was
wasn't
no
from
dust on that baby.
No fire pit cut.
But the best part of last night was I'm in here, doors are closed, podcasting. And I hear the baby just going nuts. And I'm like, fuck you, Yuck, nasty.
He was going nuts.
I was like, feel my wrath.
Yeah.
That's my sperm that you're dealing with.
I felt that sperm.
That's my sperm in human form.
I was carrying it.
I think it's funny too. You know, we've got 2 podcast hosts on one side with kids.
Yeah.
And then 2 that are pretty vehemently against children.
Yeah. I'm not against children. It's not like I'm going to start a war against kids, but fuck kids, man.
I'm not either, but I'm saying that
I can't deal with kids. I told Yuck when he was on the show last week, it's like, or last time he was on, it's like I don't know how to act around kids. I don't even know how to act around people my own fucking age. I don't know how to act around people that are like 30 years. Yeah.
Druggy.
What are you talking about?
Okay.
Yuck? Oh yeah, for the audio listeners, Yuck Nasty joining the podcast.
All right, here's what's going on with what happened with Ray and with me.
Oh, shit.
Ray's an only child, so he was brought up around his parents and then learned how to deal with adults.
I was brought up around my friend's parents and
your mom
friends.
or your friend's parents.
Yeah.
So, but I'm saying in your informative years, your young years,
I never had to deal with other people.
Children.
Yes.
I was only child till I was like 7 or 8. So all those years were the years that you really fucking you get what you are. And my parents were only 20 when they had me. So it was like even when I was 7, my parents were 27. So they were still partying and shit. So I was hanging around with like my parents and a bunch of their friends while they were partying. That's where I got my personality. And there were kids. And I hated them. So I've got 4 younger sisters, and I hate I mean, I love all of them, but I
In public.
hated that shit as a kid.
Yeah.
I got to tell you, you guys already passed all the criteria that I need for a babysitter. What are you guys doing next week, Tuesday?
Hey, man, if you can afford... I have a perfect room that they could all stay in if you can afford the monthly payment.
You want to know what you're...
I'll lock them in there and pump just fucking things to make them sleep and happy.
I don't guarantee you get your kids back in the same condition that you left them in.
Oh, clearly. They may be thinner, hungry, tired.
You have to sign a release form, and it's
forms.
very extensive.
Shake hands, and that's it.
All I ask for is that they're alive and not raped. That's it. So if you
I
guys...
can definitely guarantee one of the two.
Those are also two stipulations of the contract that they could be murdered and or raped. Not by me, but I'm not saying that it won't happen.
Because of rape?
I can't control other people.
Allegedly.
And
right?
Is your baby really cute enough to rape? Everyone wants to think they are.
Cute enough to rape?
But
Fucking all babies are cute enough to rape, aren't they?
I don't know. I mean...
I'm sure it's a small percentage of babies that are getting raped, so I mean, you either got to think that your baby's a baby 10, or I mean, it's probably not going to happen.
No, I got like a baby 6'7".
Okay, what is it? Is it an LA baby 7 or a fucking Wisconsin baby 7?
Yeah, Wisconsin baby 7 is like an LA 3.
Yeah,
yeah. See, the Wisconsin baby 7 he's ugly as shit, but he can crawl
but he's
out
stocky as fuck.
He's got a great sense of humor.
Yeah,
he's stocky as fuck, and he can eat like a motherfucker.
He can lift a person right over his head.
Well,
really
see,
strong.
I think that would be a great podcast for you guys next week, where I just put the kids here, you podcast with them and keep them company and busy. We'll lock the doors, and Yuck and I will just go party for a while. You guys just hang out or what?
You know what? I would almost do that. I mean, just for like...
my random piss breaks, Ray, they would increase by tenfold.
Oh, me too, man. I'll play some like some fucking music, and then
you can just play my screen as like SpongeBob, and then
I guarantee that this is what you would see in the camera for like a majority of the time. Daddy, Daddy,
Yeah.
Daddy.
Oh, yeah.
Keith are like, is he talking about you or is he talking about me? Who the fuck is he talking about? It's
well,
weird,
you're the
kids,
one with the
man.
beard, so I would say you and Dogga look more alike than I.
Daddy! Daddy!
He'll start sucking on Ray's nipples and stuff.
Hey, that's only at bedtime, bro. Don't bring that shit up.
Yuck and I are the cleaner, thinner, shaved faces of the group, and then you two are the
I
stock.
don't know about cleaner. I don't know where you're pulling that word out of for either of them.
Because you look like a homeless fat guy with a tuxedo T-shirt.
That, you know what? But that doesn't necessarily imply anything about cleanliness. It's a tuxedo shirt. Is it a clean tuxedo shirt? Mostly. All right.
Well, that actually is right on point with what we were talking about. Uncleanly.
So if anybody wants to be a new co-host, I am looking for. Not only am I looking for a new roommate, but I'm looking for a new co-host because, yeah.
So you could get like a double whammy. Someone be like, "Yeah, I need a place to live. I did some podcasting here and there, type thing."
I'm trying to get Justin to move back in.
Hey,
not for the podcasting, but just because I need some.
I'm gonna
money.
show up on Ray's doorstep like the day his friend moves out.
I'm down. I'm down. If you can, I'll work with you on the rent. If you want to move, out here, I'm down.
Wait. What is the rent?
We can talk about that. I don't want to throw numbers out on air.
Why not just say
because it depends. It depends on who is moving in. There's different numbers for depending on the stress level that I'll have to deal with people.
It depends on if they fuck you or not.
Yeah, it definitely. If they fuck me, they're getting a way better deal.
Do you live close enough to bike to places of employment?
Yeah, for sure.
Hey,
not great places of employment.
I don't drive. Do you?
There's public transportation. There's trolleys in San Diego.
Trolleys?
Yeah.
You want to be a trolley guy?
Yeah, I'm not gay, dude. I'm not. I'm not gonna ride no trolley.
I don't know. Why would trolley guys be gay? That doesn't. It's not like San Francisco trolley. It's like a little mini train.
I think we're both
love
for the
trolley.
Midwest.
Yeah. It's like, what are you talking about? Just because the ticket price is one blowjob doesn't mean that trolleys are gay. Okay.
When we hear the word hear the word trolley, we just immediately assume, oh, queer. It's a mid thing. I don't know why. Trolley, just
train.
Because it's a very effeminate word, trolley. Trolley sounds like lollipop.
Plus, trolley, San Francisco is very, that's their thing.
Yeah, but I'm in San Diego.
I know, but to say
Different.
trolley, you should have just
It's
said
not
train.
the same trolley. It's not the same trolley. It's different trolley. It's way more masculine trolley.
Nothing is masculine when you say trolley.
Well, it doesn't matter because you're the one that's going to be riding it, so you'll fit right in. They'll be like, "Who's that?"
You both just said trolley like 10 times. It's so weird.
This is the trolley episode.
Ding, ding.
Hey, do you guys mind if I take a real quick piss?
No, man.
Keith
Keith does it all the time without asking.
What am I gonna say? Like, here, let me interrupt you real quick.
Fuck no. Yeah. I have a bathroom right here. I've like 2 steps away from where I'm recording, and I still I am hosting the show, but I don't just fucking go. Well, sometimes I do actually. I think I did.
It's
that
either
last
that
episode.
or I fill up bottles on camera.
You know what?
When
If that's
I'm
the
host,
option.
when I host, I would announce that I'm going to the bathroom, but as the co-host, I can easily slip off into oblivion, and no one notices because no one really notices that I'm on this podcast.
Yeah, they do.
I noticed you do.
Me too.
When I look over at the monitor and I just see an empty chair, I'm like, Keith is missing out on some amazing pillow talk.
I don't know if you guys know this, but I listen to you guys every week, and it's like I only got like maybe 2 or 3 podcasts, maybe, that I'll listen to every week because I don't got time. You know what I mean? I mean, shit, fucking kids. But
even I, with no kids, I've lost a lot of podcasts through the years. Like, there were so many I listened to religiously, and the more and more I just kind of, I guess I go through spurts.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I got a couple that I listen to, and it's mainly just people I know. Like I've listened to one Joe Rogan podcast, and that's about it. And it's not. I mean, it's a good podcast and stuff, but I don't got time to listen to this shit.
Well, it's nothing near the quality standards that we present to the
Did you ever
podcasting world.
re-listen to your own?
Yeah,
That's one of the 3.
Listen to those just because, like, 2 reasons. One, I don't
Remember?
I don't know what I said.
I never remember what I say.
Yeah, I don't
and
either.
Also, Ray and I both don't really listen to our own podcast.
I started listening to the last one the other night because I was just listening to shit while I was working on stuff, and that was the one that came up, the Mike Czar one. But I only listened to like the first 20 minutes of it, and I ordered something for you, Keith.
Nice.
Because of it. You brought up something on the podcast that I obviously forgot about. I was like, you know what? I can fix that. I have Amazon and Keith's address, so he's gonna get something for himself, something to make him happy.
Enjoy that black vibrator. I'll be right back.
All right. Enjoy the pink vibrator.
Yes. How'd you know? It's Breast Cancer Awareness Month, so it's all pink at our salon.
There you go. The more your prostate tingles, the more breast cancer leaves the place. I saw Yuck's head sneak in with his black Green Bay hat on.
Yeah, baby.
Yeah, how is Yuck not
How
just
you doing,
going to
man?
jump in the camera view and then just take over? He's just kind of sitting off the
Oh,
side.
Jesus
I was
Christ.
grabbing a lighter.
Oh, jeez.
was looking
So,
for that.
yeah, man. What were we talking
I wanted
about?
a pink dildo. Had to grab it.
Yuck wanted a pink dildo. Well,
it.
maybe next time. Maybe next time I'm listening to a podcast and I'm like inspired to spend money for somebody.
You asshole.
Yeah, I'm sorry.
Fucker.
Yeah, it's okay. It's all right.
Keith's beautiful.
So,
That's fine.
So what do you think about Dogger's scumbag fucking stories?
None of that's scumbaggy though. It's not
dude,
scumbaggy. It's like the laws that allowed that to happen are scumbaggy. The fact that he got caught, growing fucking flowers that
we
make
call it
people
the
happy.
scum.
It's the laws are scummy.
I'll put it this way. I worked a second job for many years that could have put me exactly where he was.
Yeah.
Oh yeah,
So-
there was a time where I was going to be doing the same thing here.
So I can't, and plus I've also got in trouble for other nefarious things, which I've talked about all on the podcast. Like,
Yeah.
But I also like I kind of have no shame. Maybe I should, but I mean I don't.
Well, it's okay because you went to church and told the priest, so it doesn't matter anymore.
No, I actually. You know what? What's funny? Like, even though I went to Catholic school and everything, and you have to do all the. Like, here's how much I really believed it. We give our first communion and our first confession in 2nd grade.
Yeah.
I never confessed again.
The fuck you guys talking?
Uh-oh.
Like, 1st through 7th grade, I was like, I still don't have anything to say to you. I'm not admitting to shit. If you didn't catch me, I didn't do it.
Yeah. We're talking about confession. You ever confessed anything in a Catholic church?
And any other Catholics in this conversation?
No.
Hey, confession on Vent Talk, huh?
Yeah.
I've never been to a confession, but I've confessed some shit. But
Hallelujah.
Speaking of which, the first time, are you supposed to feel like a scumbag when you say
a scumbag?
The first time I was in prison, let me tell you about it. That's how you know you're dealing with a fucking retard.
No, and we were like neither of us. I'm like, I told Chuck, I go, I worked a second job for many years while I was working in a factory that could have landed me exactly where you went.
Yeah. Oh, sure shit.
And so to me, like, your story and being in jail and knowing other people who like being in that lifestyle for a while, I knew a lot of guys who ended up going and doing a bid for a while.
A bit.
What?
Yeah, get it right.
A bit.
Asshole.
Oh shit, Keith.
Heard it bid.
Bid. That's like an Ohio thing. Okay. All right. I had a question asked to me.
Maybe that's what a Wisconsin accent on.
Bid. Yeah. How do you guys say bag over there in Wisconsin? Say bag.
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 Yeah.
Bag.
Bag. Get on your knees and give me a plastic bag.
A bag? Wait, are you saying bag or bag? Like a like bag?
He goes, are you saying bag or bag?
Yeah. Listen.
What's wrong with this homeless fucker?
Bag or bag? Bag or bag? What one? Bag or bag?
Bag or bag. One means one means the other. Fuck you. Yeah.
No. I mean, you didn't hear? I mean, bag or bag.
So anyway, 5-year bit, whatever.
Oh, no. We're talking about confession.
Yeah.
Just
Vent Talk.
So what happened was, we're in our cells. I was with another guy.
Of course.
Pretty decent guy.
Loved him.
Not really. But
fucked him.
It'd have sounded weirder if you said I was with a woman. And
yeah.
I was in jail.
What? Dogga with a woman? Get the fuck out of here.
Hey,
all right.
what?
So he's there with a guy. Fucked him.
So we're
I wish I had some porno music.
I'm 18 years old, but and I'm just a dumb fucker. But
was there lube involved?
No,
not that time.
Not that time. No, but
just went dry.
I missed it. What happened? You turned into a robot.
Yeah, I saw it.
So you went dry?
Oh yeah, dry, big time dry.
Rough.
You can't buy lube on the commissary.
Spit.
You gotta use like soap and
Spit.
But so confession. Oh yeah, okay. So I'm at the point where it's like you're going through. I forget what they call it, but it's like you're waiting to find out to go where you're gonna go. So it's like a 3-month deal where you're in a cell for 23 hours a day. So we're in there, and obviously you gotta just find shit to do, and they have these vents that go through, and you can hear people talking.
Yep.
And this was at night. I'm laying there, and you can hear people talking through. Oh man, what's going on, man?
The vent's right above the toilet.
So I started a thing. I just went up there once because there was a guy saying like he thinks his girl's cheating on him and this and that. So I started like a thing that I called Vent Talk, where I'd stand on the toilet and I'd talk in the vent at night, and I would take callers through the vent.
It's like prison podcasting.
Yeah, dude. So they would tell me like what's going on, and you'd be, oh, I think my girl's cheating on me.
Yeah,
I called her on the phone. She said this and that. And I was like,
Jerome was there.
And I always did like this voice. I'd be like, yeah, she cheating on you, bro. I gotta tell you something, blah blah blah. But
so you black Dr. Phil Your
Well,
jail cell.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, you guys need to turn that. That
But,
should be a
Black
segment.
Doctor filled that shit.
That should be
He's
a
like,
s-
oh shit, she be
Fake
fucking
talk.
cheating on.
That
me.
should be a segment on Get in the Corner, and you put effect like a little echo effect, so it sounds like you're talking through a vent. And you just,
Yeah, this we thought of that years ago.
Yeah, but
Yeah,
we,
let's Black Doctor fill
Yeah.
this shit right now. And
we didn't want to do it because I was like, so how do we do it without saying I was in prison? But anyway, like, I wasn't trying to go for a black guy. I was just trying to get my voice low and deep and sexy like. But so,
which sounds exactly like what race?
yeah, I guess they're
Baritone white guys, you know.
I sounded like a sexy
yuck,
black man.
yuck nasty. If you listen to him actually talk, yeah, there he goes. But
I've
so
got an who has I've got this. It's not the sling blade, which I'm obviously impersonating, but he's got that that low like that growl.
taters. Uh-huh.
Hey, what's up, man? How's it going? You're like, Jesus, guy, would you smoke some cigarettes? He's like, maybe.
So I was doing this for like a few weeks, and like it turned into a thing where like I'd be laying on the bunk, like I did it a few times, and then all of a sudden like it would be after their last count, and then they had a while until they do another count, and all of a sudden I hear, "Hey man, what's going on with Vent Talk tonight? What's going on? But hey, you down there?"
Fucking fans, gotta make the fans happy.
When there's no radio and you start playing a radio personality,
You start
I
having
want
like
to hear that goddamn radio show every night before I used
got
to fall asleep
sponsors?
to Loveline as a
Vent
kid.
Talk brought to you by onit.com.
That was the crazy shit. You guys remember the original Loveline?
Oh yeah.
Adam Carolla, Jimmy Kimmel, or not Jimmy Kimmel, Dr. Drew.
Yeah. I used to listen to that. Yeah.
Yeah, that shit going to sleep. It always played late night, and I always listened to it like on my little clock radio.
Yeah.
And then it always, man, you could almost jerk off to that shit when you're fucking 13.
And I'm sure you did.
Probably. I don't know.
Yeah.
I was probably jerking
I'm just
off when
saying.
it came on.
Yeah. I'm just,
I bet
you were going there. I was helping you over
guys
the. I
jerking
was,
off to Dogger's voice.
Well, I don't know if they were jerking off to my voice, but like, so I was doing it for like a while, and then all of a sudden I was getting into it one night because you have to, you gotta visualize to talk into the vent. You had to stand on the toilet and talk into the vent. So all of a sudden I didn't realize the time because we had a time schedule we had to keep because of the next count.
yeah.
So all of a
Half
sudden,
hour.
He's got
The,
time restraints.
the guard, I don't remember if the guard came early or what the deal was, but all of a sudden I was on there and I remember almost the exact same phrase I was saying. I was like, "You gotta tell that bitch she ain't got no fucking deal going on." I was going off in the vent, and all of a sudden, boom, boom, boom. "You want to go to the hole?" I was like, "No, sir." "Fuck on your bed." And I immediately jump on the bunk, and then everybody, because other cells saw who would act, because no one knew who was doing it. They're like, "It's the white boy in 6C. It's the white boy in 6C." So like the next day, we go down to Chow, and they're like, "You gonna still do vent talk?" I was like, "I ain't doing that shit, bro." So and then like the next couple days, they're all like, "Vent talk." And I just sat on my bed like a little bitch, scared. I didn't want to go to the hole.
They know who I am, man. The illusion is gone. The illusion is gone.
Yeah. So after that, I was like, "Fuck that shit."
Vent Talk. We had a theme song and everything for it, didn't we?
Yeah.
I had a weird situation the first time I went to jail, or not. It was the second time. I went in for 3 days, and that was the sleep on the boat thing. But I went in there, and I was in the holding cell for probably 12 hours with some kid from Africa. He was a black kid from Africa who was living in the town, got a drunken public or something. And so I finally go down to my cell with all the actual felons who are waiting to go to prison. And I'm just there for 3 days. So they all hate me immediately.
Yeah.
And they're like, fuck you, 3 days. Fuck you, missed 3 days. And so I walk in, and there's only one black dude. And he looks just like D.L. Hughley. But like D.L. after like a month-long crack binge. Not like a long crack binge, but
Just a month.
a small one. Yeah, like a month.
A touch.
Yeah, so
just a month. It's pretty long.
Touch crack.
Well, I mean, I guess like, I guess maybe not like a whole month crack.
Black
binge,
don't crack
like
in less than a month.
Every weekend, all weekend long for a month.
Yeah.
So, and he's like, they're all asking me questions, and he's like, so who's you up there with? And I'm like, I don't know, some dude from Africa. And he's like, oh shit, are you fucking kidding me? And I'm like, what? And he's like, oh, what? Just because his skin's brown, he's from Africa? He's like, what, you Nazi motherfucker? And I'm like, no, because he's from Africa. You know the continent?
Yeah, he's from Zimbabwe,
like,
asshole. Yeah.
All the white guys just turned and looked at me and just kind of smirked. I'm like, yeah, Africa, you know, like the place.
The place.
Not like he's just black, so I consider him African. No, from Africa, accent and all. Like, I'm African, and I'm like, yeah, okay.
Great African accent,
well,
by the way.
Again, I
brought
met
me
one
right
African
there,
guy, and it was in a holding cell in jail like 6 years ago.
Yeah. You
I
got a lot of excuses. You're very good at excuses.
I haven't really refreshed on my African accent lately.
Not yet.
You should.
Not a lot of Africans in Findlay, Ohio.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You like around here when you go to get jobs somewhere, it's all about bilingual, Spanish and English. There's not too much where you're like, well, I can do English and then I got a good African.
Yeah.
African I can do for you.
I got like English, French, and Swahili. Is that shit gonna help me here?
Like I do a good Australian, so.
Wait, you could do a good Australian? You think so?
No, I was saying that's what I would say.
I was just like excited
because
to hear.
it's the same language.
Pretty much, and I guess.
Are you bilingual? Yeah, I can do an English accent.
Yeah, I speak English. I speak American. I speak fucking Australian. Goddamn UK. I got that shit. You got that shit.
I can do a little bit of Ebonics, but it's got to be like late '90s gangster rap style.
I can totally do text shorthand. Use the number 2 for the word 2.
Would that be weird if like you're working at a telemarketing place and they get an Australian guy and they're like, oh, patch him through to Keith. And he passed him through, and you're just trying to talk to him normal, and the guy's just like, I can't understand him.
Give me somebody that speaks English correctly, please.
Someone who's Australian, please. And then
I'm just going, good day, mate.
I had no idea where to throw the shrimp. Fucking A. God damn it.
On the barbie is the way you put it.
I worked at a telemarketing place for a while. And this is when I was still in high school. I worked at this telemarketing place, and my buddy Chris and I, one time we decided that we're gonna drink before we go into work, because we didn't have school that day and we had to work in the afternoon. So we drank before we go in, and when we get there, you know, we're all tuned up and dumb kids, and we're all giggly, but they're like, all right. They told Chris that he's going to train me on his department to take calls there because they're short people.
And they can't reach the phones. They're like short people.
So we're over there, and the thing that they're calling in for at the time was, and I want you to keep in mind that I have a stutter, especially when certain phrases come out, but I'm going to see if I can do it without stuttering. To answer the phone, I had to say, hello, thank you for calling to order your Jello Jigglers egg. Thank you for calling to order your Jello Jigglers egg mold kit. And I had to say that, like, and plus we were drunk. So in Ray, you know how bad that stutter gets when I have a shitload of beers. In me.
Yeah. I know. I'm surprised actually that I haven't caught it. I don't think you've been nearly as stutterific as you were in LA, because by the end of the LA trip, I could not speak at all.
Well, plus there's no sleep involved, so I was
too. Yeah,
dude, it was bad. But like I was, and then after a while, I was like, "Fuck, I can't say this shit." So I'd be like, "Thank Thank you for calling to order your Jello, your Gigolo, fucking this and that.
Your Jello gigolos.
And the thing is that I found out after doing this a few times, you can say whatever you want.
Yeah.
They have in mind what to be. Thank you for calling to order your monkey ball scratch, Gigolo, Jello, blah blah.
Yeah,
just like you threw like Jello or Jiggler,
Jiggly.
you can say anything else, and they'd be like, "Oh yeah, I just saw this on the TV, and I was wondering, blah blah blah." But yeah, I got fired shortly after that.
I remember when you had that job too.
We would go there. There was so many people there. We would go there and we punch in and then we leave.
Walk the fuck out. Hell yeah.
Go leave and party for a while, and then we'd come back when we're supposed to leave, punch out, and I would just do that a couple times a week, and then the other day that I was supposed to work, I'd work on that day, and so the 4 days I was supposed to work, 2 of them I wasn't even there.
Yeah.
Nice. You're busy with your Jello jigglers.
Totally.
Well, shit, man. We're at the 2-hour mark. Boom, like nothing.
Boom, bam.
Boom,
That
bam.
went quick.
I know, right?
Yeah, you got.
Fucking carrot turned into a pumpkin, son.
Dude, it's like all of a sudden it just sprouted, and then it's there, and then we gotta have pumpkin pie.
That sounds good, whipped cream.
Wait, what?
I
you
don't
guys
know.
said dildos about something, right?
Absolutely, pink dildos and purple dildos and all.
Well,
that
hey,
bullshit.
I appreciate you guys having me on. I had
Okay.
fun. It was some fun. Hopefully I didn't screw it up too bad for you.
No, not too bad. I mean, a little bit towards the end when you fucked up on the Jello Jiggler thing, but I can edit that shit out.
Dude, just
I can
edit
make
it.
you sound good. I can make you sound
Yeah.
like fucking a president or some shit.
You would
He
spend
he doesn't edit shit.
Shut up, Keith.
you would spend like 3.5 hours just to try to line up my sentence.
Yeah.
Let me see if I almost got that.
I
shit.
think editing your Tourette's, I was gonna say.
Tourette's.
Editing your stutter would give me epilepsy, I think. It's like. Anyway, where can people find you online? All that shit.
Well, on the twop box at Dogga Baby, DOGGABABY. You can go to getinthecorner.com, check some shit out, probably get retarded while you're listening.
Absolutely.
We have a podcast that we do called Get in the Corner. You can find it on Stitcher, iTunes, or really anywhere else they have a podcast. We got the Tumblr page going on. Get in the Corner, most of everything. Check out Yuck Nasty on Twitter, at Yuck Nasty. That's with 2 S's.
Yeah,
Because he puts the ass in nasty, and it's a double ass. And
I love you.
check out Izzy Rock's podcast next week to listen to me be a little bitch. I think that's about it. Go to iTunes and help support the corner a little bit, and buy the Get in the Corner song that we have up there. It'll help out with like beer and Red Bull for Yuck Nasty, and also
Tampons.
I hear it gets a little diseasey in there too.
It does.
A little bit.
We had to throw in the diseasey term in there. It worked out perfectly.
Sure, Chad.
We appreciate that.
Love.
Thanks to Vicky Pezza and Keith Spurlock 1 and Ray Taylor for being all robot-y right now. Look at him.
Minecraft.
Yeah.
But thanks, Ray. I appreciate it. I love your guys' podcast.
Yeah,
you
man.
guing both are hot and sexy, and you do that thing, and I love listening to you when I'm painting and masturbating. That rhymes.
Yeah.
Eating, painting, masturbating. Awesome. Fuck yeah. Get in the Corner single. It's on SoundCloud, or not SoundCloud, but fucking Spotify and iTunes and Google Play and all that. Everywhere you can find fucking music, you can find that song. Highly recommend it.
Thank you. You're rapey.
Keith.
Keith Spurlock 1. Keith Spurlock on Facebook. I don't know. I run a show called Comedy at the Q. If you live in Ohio and you want to support your local comedians, as you should support your local artist and raise.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Wherever
Goddamn it,
I'm
people
showing
buy Ray's
art,
shit.
support that
That's what
shit.
I'm really trying to say.
Yeah. Fuck yeah, man.
Buy
Comedy
Ray's
at the Q.
shit and then come and see my comedy.
Yeah.
And if you don't, you can go fuck yourself. Yeah, Dogga Baby's wearing Ray's shirt.
You can totally get,
disorder.
if you buy an Inspired Disorder shirt, you get free entry into any of Keith's shows at Comedy at the Q. There's just a $5 shipping and handling fee when you enter the building to pay for the handling and shipping.
Oh, fuck you. If you walk in wearing an Inspired Disorder shirt, you get in free.
Oh, shit. Coupon code, buy a shirt.
Also, if you go
buy a $20 shirt for a $5 show.
Hey, you can come in free forever if you buy. You can pay $20 for a free entry to however long this bar lets me do comedy before I make them go broke.
If you if you go to Inspired Disorder, you buy yourself a shirt. You buy yourself one of those fancy ass printed on 100%. Recycled paper.
Oh, shit.
You buy something from Ray Taylor.
Oh, shit.
I will send you a picture of my ass.
No!
I will.
Yes!
Oh, shit. Free shit going out the door into your butthole. It makes my butthole feel good.
2 buttholes.
Fuck yeah.
Totally.
Awesome. Sweet. At Ray Taylor, you can follow me, inspireddisorder.com, which that's where you can buy the shirt or the prints. And if you use coupon code INSPIRED, you can save 10% on that motherfucking shit.
Yeah.
Boom, boom, boom. Go to Inspired Disorder Collective.
Wayo.
Go to inspireddisordercollective.com. Sign up. Check out all the shows that are part of the Inspired Disorder Collective, including Get Into Corner.
#shows.
#shows.com, motherfucker.
Don't forget about Jill Himitsu. Go to #shows.com. Check them out. Help her out. Donate. Make some shit happen. She's the bomb. And, just do that. Go to Inspired Disorder and just masturbate all over the screen right when you're buying something.
Fuck yeah.
Help him out. Go to Keith Spurlock's place and fuck him.
Yeah, do that.
Please.
Just get in them. Just get in them.
And on that note,
You might as well end it, huh?
peace out.
See you later.
Yeah. Awesome.
I hope you enjoyed this episode of the Inspired Disorder podcast. Embedded signals within this podcast have reprogrammed your natural thinking patterns. Side effects may include lack of inhibitions, erectile dysfunction, anal leakage, transcendental communication with beings from 4 of the 7 primary dimensions. In the event of a tear in space-time, please keep your hands down and feet together. Any loss of life or limbs due to interdimensional travel is not the responsibility of this podcast.